And we're back. Hello.
Hello. It's us.
Wow, so much enthusiasm.
Whoa.
Whoa!
Nope, still sucky. Okay, hi everybody. We're back
Greetings,
for
humans.
for our City of Mist, Knights of Knights of Payne University episode or season 5, Cult of the God King, with Syrinscape in the background, the amazing artwork by Hidekiri Chibi, and you can donate and help us out by subscribing and things like that. On YouTube, it's all free, but if you're not on YouTube and you're subscribing live, well, you can also give us bonuses by doing stuff by any $1 donation or per 100 bits, or even channel point redemptions can help out the players by giving them +1 to their rolls. When we're rolling 2d6, +1 is a big bonus. And that's all the wrap-up stuff we need to do. Really simple, done.
All right. That
Fast as possible.
was fast. Good. Yeah, I like it.
So, Polly, do you want to do your introduction, seeing I almost forgot you
Yeah, I
last
mean,
week?
you could do me first and then last. It's fine because I am Polly. I am the MC of the game.
Okay,
Hey.
that's short. Raven?
Well, that's why you should do me last because I like to, just say that quickly and then say, and we always start. Anyway, sorry, my brain is still turning on.
Raven?
As you were.
Hi, I'm Ravenrook. I am playing Alex Storm, who is a teaching assistant and perpetual senior, and generally unhelpful stalker. I mean, research observationist.
And you use your powers to get people to work harder.
I do. I like to see people succeed.
Yeah, that's just really weird. Oblivivian?
Hi, my name is Oblivivian. I go by Viv on the internet. I play Mavis Thorn. She is a literature major at the university, and despite what everyone says, she's a very good person inside and out.
And you use your powers for evil.
I use my powers for good.
For good. Didn't you just hear that?
I don't know about that.
Yeah, don't gaslight the audience, Karsh.
Okay. Hi, my name is Karsh. I play Chuck. He's the college jock of the group. He's not the quarterback, but he's just a jock, and he's his powers to defend himself, to defend others around him, and to tackle buildings. But that was old Chuck. Now he's evolved. He's maybe not. Gabriela.
Hold up a sec.
Okay, Kristix.
Sorry, I was tweeting.
No,
I was
no,
tweeting. What
no.
you say?
Kristix.
Hi, my name is Christine Choo, and I'll be playing Christine Choo today. I am a fabulous fashionista, and everyone loves me as you should, or everyone will come around to love me eventually. They always do. Love me or hate me, you just can't get my name out of your mouth. As you should. My power is I make things happen for me.
Yeah, so you use your power for you.
Who else am I gonna use it for? You?
Right, Kristix.
Hey, I'm Chris. I play Kel Daily. I am forgotten and afraid, looking for a coffee to be made.
Hey.
Hey.
The first poetry of the day. Awesome. And you use your powers for remembrance?
Coffee. I thought it was coffee.
Coffee.
Put coffee in there, yeah.
I thought that was established.
Okay. I don't know how you can do it, but yep, sure. Back
And
to
you will
Polly.
have coffee now.
Hello, it is me, Polly. I am Polly People, and I am also, more importantly, the MC of this game of City of Mist. It is a system based on the Powered by the Apocalypse system. Our particular adventure path is the Knights of Paintown AP, published by Son of Oak. Our specific rendering of that adventure path we call Knights of Payne University. Every session of the City of Mist system begins with a forced volunteer who is required to do a voiceover monologue, which does two things. One, gives us insight. Well, second most important, gives us a rundown of what may have happened last episode, but more importantly and more interestingly, gives us insight into the specific character's state of mind when at the moment of the telling. Today's voiceover monologue will be given to us, I believe, by Mavis Thorn.
Me.
Okay.
All right.
Kenny, before you start, what music do you want?
I don't think I need music. It's
Jazz?
fine.
Circus?
No, not jazz.
Horror?
No, not
Romantic?
Can you give me like an eerie music? Can you give me like a
Spooky?
not spooky, but not like creepy horror movie, but like spooky, like
Atmospheric.
atmospheric. Yeah. I want to feel like you're. Yeah.
You want to feel like a Victorian ghost wandering
Yes.
aimlessly.
Yes.
Victorian dandy.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, good. This is good. This is fine. Okay. Okay, so, hark the hero's quest, one that only we attest. A dragon's fire snuffed by a pixie's desire. The witch did but take her time and gave into a feeling all too sublime. Empty, hollow, bare, she looked to the maiden fair, as her eyes begged to pull her back from this devil's hijack. Back in their quarters, the heroes found a new shadow that had been hanging around. All that was hidden was revealed as that shadow joined the battlefield. The God King called the witch, an opportunity she could not ditch. A sacrifice was to be made, and the shadows a soul she was willing to trade. For even she feared to agree. She strived for power endlessly.
Okay, wow. For the voiceover monologue in verse, you are awarded 1 chat point. However, I would like to ask the question. You're being dragged into a silo in the middle of a forest, in the middle of a city, just behind a frat house. When I describe it that way, by perhaps a cult, what is your emotional state at this point? You do have the wolf shirt, whereas your friend and roommate, who has been a character all along, if you don't remember our friend Kel, that is because your memory is faulty. Kel has always been here from day one.
Always been here
all the way back from, I believe, Shark Tank.
When I joined.
I'm not sure.
When I joined, I think.
No, you don't know. You don't know.
I don't know?
I think
Okay,
Shark
I don't
Tank.
know that.
I think Shark Tank.
You think Shark? Okay.
That's
But
like
I don't know.
Gatekeep Girl Boss.
I don't know.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's right. Your roommate, you have consigned to lamb status by giving a t-shirt that said lamb. You kept the t-shirt wolf for yourself. What do you think? What's on your mind?
Oh, well, I kind of said it in my poem, but the shadow is Kel. A shadow's soul is the sacrifice that has to be made, and it's a trade that I'm pretty willing to make for power, because I unfortunately kind of am power hungry, and frankly, I think I talked about this before, but like, no one will remember Kel anyways. So if anything does go wrong,
excellent.
But I won't say anything like that out loud, because I think Maeve definitely doesn't feel that way. But there's a part of her, like, deep down that feels that way. So.
Excellent consequentialist morality there. Thank you for that scary rendition of your state of mind.
You're welcome.
Meanwhile, thank you. Your sounds like a very, very good character. As you
I'm a good person.
Yeah.
You
Sounds like
care
it,
about
dude.
what matters. Now, to remind the audience also, the party is currently split, I think, and two of our characters, both Kel and Mavis, are with the cult in a forest behind a frat house in the middle of a city. The other three characters, Penny has been lost for the day. I don't know how we're going to say it. Penny is not here. Penny has gone bye-bye. But the three remaining characters, Chuck, Alex, and Christine, where are you? Chuck, tell us, why don't you do a mini voiceover monologue for your side of the story?
But I don't.
Then take voiceless 2.
As in,
You
I
don't have
mentioned in the pre-show that I was thinking of doing it, but
Yeah,
instead,
and now I'm giving you an opening
but
to
instead,
do it.
I thought we'd give all the time to Oblivivian to do her poetry because she does great poems.
It was terrific. It was terrific, but
and it does take time to do monologues.
Information. So okay.
So to put someone on the spotlight is a bit.
Okay, I take the spotlight back to myself.
Thank you.
And would somebody like to let us know what is going on in their mind and where they are as the second Christine? Thank you.
First of all, hashtag Pixie Fire is trending.
Thanks. Does it have
Me.
a microphone?
Secondly,
okay.
Secondly, I was previously stuck in a nasty, low lighting, look like it's pulled straight out of an 80s movie that nobody watched anymore, room filled with city. And I just am trying to make an escape from Peter, a guy who's saying that he isn't into me, but let's be real, who isn't a little bit into me? Just as, if I dare say, as much as he's into those CD, which is like, ugh, gross. Listen, it's 2022. If you own a CD, cancel yourself. You need to be canceled. Take off your social media, cancel everything, reboot. Okay, that's just my pitch. Fun.
That's right. There's okay, so this is why I'm trying to do this, just to kind of jog my memory as well. So we have a 3-way party split. I forgot. Christine is off by herself, stuck dealing with some creepy guy trying to push 90s era CDs on her and show
Peter,
how interesting.
Big P.
So what's going on with the rest of the party? Please, somebody volunteer. Well, actually, we're down to one person. Would you like to, Alex, let us know what's on your mind and what's going on? No?
Sure.
You don't have to.
Yeah.
You don't have to. You can just go back to. Okay. Thank you. No.
No. Okay.
Oh, Alex. Alex has been very
don't
nervous.
mind.
Yeah,
Okay.
Alex has been very nervous in all of this, but none of it is good. But was most concerned about Chuck, and so has been stealthily following at a safe distance to see how the meeting would go, just in case observational data was there to be gleaned.
Okay. And you watched from afar, because I just don't remember the details of this.
Holiday
You
was
were
very
afar from Holiday talking to Penny and Chuck. Right?
a very drunk and disheveled and stressed,
I remember that
maybe
part.
panicked Holiday.
I get into character. I remember my character.
Holiday was drunk and disheveled and
Holiday
about
way off his game.
losing a client who's already paid him to protect his daughter. But that's not the same story that we got from Sammy. It sounded like Sammy was saying that he was being blackmailed by Holiday.
Yeah, well, it's a little bit. Yeah, I mean that. Okay, well, that's a good point to remind us of as well. you're getting different stories from different people. However, one thing is true, and that is Sammy's daughter, according to Holiday, if he is to be believed, has disappeared, has been taken by the folks that were threatening Sammy's daughter. I think both of them were consistent in the telling of daughter's in danger and her rattle. Cute little girl with a rattle. I don't know why I keep bringing up this rattle. And now she's gone. Where would we? What scene should we go to first? The impending death of one, perhaps two, of the party. Maybe we should get right into it.
Yeah.
Do you think so? I want to impose a flashback to have a conversation, if that's cool.
You sure can.
Cool. I'd like to have a conversation with Kel. Like right before we walked into the back, and we're like a little late. This is probably why we were late. We were like the last ones there.
Okay.
Let's. Okay.
So you're making your way over to the fraternity house to the meeting that you know is coming. There was a countdown clock that was counting down to about this time when you're entering into the silo. Perhaps that's related, perhaps it's not. Perhaps there's another devastating reality that will show itself upon expiration of that clock. You're talking on the way there. The spotlight.
Christine's with us too then, so if we're talking on the way there.
All right. Or you tell me, it's your flashback.
Yeah. So
cold as fuck today. Jesus Christ.
When we get in there, I don't know what he's gonna do per se, but I think we need to talk about if it gets too bad, are we willing to kill a man? Like, honestly.
That depends on the man, doesn't it?
The professor. Are we willing to kill the professor?
Oh.
I feel like we need to talk about this because I don't want to go into the situation trying to protect us, and I don't think he's gonna stop even if we hurt him. I'm pretty sure beating him up isn't gonna knocking him unconscious isn't gonna help. I don't think we have enough on him to get him arrested.
Somewhere great beyond, you hear Corvus's voice saying, "This hand ringing is ridiculous. You need me back. We didn't have these dumb discussions when I was around." Oh.
I think it's more just I'm willing to kill him, but
I don't.
But I'm trying to. Everyone else is down.
When we're here,
before we unilateral.
Before we get into it, right? I don't like it. I don't love killing people, so I don't. I've never done that before. But once upon a time, that was my job to get rid of bodies. So if you happen to make a body, then I'll get rid of it for you.
I think whatever happens, trust me, I will not let you get hurt out there. I think.
Also, I'm totally going to point this out. Chuck already totally killed somebody, so
Chuck has killed somebody before.
Yeah.
But he didn't ask us to, and neither did Corvus. So I feel like I kind of want to ask before I'm the one that kills this big bad. It just seems like the right thing to do.
Whatever you think is the best. I trust you.
It's really sweet that you're literally asking us for consent on killing a man. Go off, right or die, literally. Listen, if you make it look like an accident, I'm gonna get you some lawyer and you'll be done. Besides, no one's gonna miss him.
I know a great hole to bury dead people. It's good. We're fine.
Yeah, I think.
Or the river.
I think he might say something that'll piss me off, and I don't know if I'll be able to hold back from it. But I'm trying to figure out if it's better for us to pretend and go along with his cult or not.
No, it's better to get deep in, and then you kind of stab him in the face.
Yeah, but I'm worried that I'm worried that maybe, you know, one of us would get sucked into all the power play and like the idea of being powerful and like, you know, I'm not saying that both of us would. I'm just saying, you know, I'm very afraid that like one of us would get to that point, and so I feel like maybe we should avoid that.
Maeve, I know what you're glossing around. Okay, I
get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
I will.
Not me.
It's okay.
I promise that I will not get sucked in. Ever.
I'm so glad, but I still am worried about it.
It's okay. Go. I'm not about the power either.
Peter looks very disappointed at what he just heard.
This is a flashback, Peter. Stop eavesdropping on
so
a
sorry.
flashback,
Hey,
Peter.
have you heard of this thing called an iPod? It holds like 1,000.
Shit, I have heard of an iPod, dude. That's fucking crazy.
Sorry, I'll be.
You're on Big Bay.
Get out of our flashback, Peter. You don't
get out of our flashback.
Yeah.
You can't sit with us in our.
Come back later, though.
I feel like, okay, so hear me out. If what we're kind of reading is true, I feel like if we're gonna do something like tonight with like some kind of wolf and lamb thing, which I could assume has some sacrificial or like hunting, like some bullshit.
If they didn't, that's a missed opportunity.
Or,
yeah, I know. If they didn't, that's a missed opportunity.
It could be a very cute, like, costume party or sex party theme.
I hope it's not a sex party.
If it's a sex party, I'm not a goddamn sheep. So.
Yeah, I definitely am. So sorry, but so if it is something like that, I assume that he's going to use us for power. So if we're, again, like I feel like another problem is like if we continue with the cult, what if we make him more powerful by continuing with the cult? What if we just kill him now? You know,
what
like,
if we
he seems like kind of
cult?
He seems like kind of a nerd, right? Like I could take him.
Yeah,
I could suffocate him in a bubble. Like I'm pretty sure I could do that right now. But
also, let's be real. He's a philosopher. Like no one ever missed a philosopher. Have you ever run into someone who go, "Oh, this famous philosopher died. It's really sad. I'm crying." No, people cry over like idols, not philosophers.
Kel pretends that they don't have a Twitter that follows like pure like new age philosophers. Oh yeah, fucking lame.
So I need like a consensus. Do you guys think it's better for us to go along with the cult or kill this man before he does something crazy and hurts more people? Because I don't think the road to immortality is left with no fatalities.
All I know is whatever you choose to do, I will support you 100%. Like, if you need me to throw a party, I'll throw a party. I'll hijack his cult. Actually, let's make it my cult. Cult of the God Queen. Oh.
That's a lovely title.
You're almost arriving at your destination.
Okay,
guys,
so
my flashback doesn't last forever.
Oh my goodness, this road to this frat house is actually really long.
It's like 30 minutes.
We have another 35 minutes.
I took the wrong turn. I will have to do a we say U-turn.
Fuck me. This guy needs GPS. So
that is a nice outfit you're wearing today, Mavis.
Fuck off. Oh, sorry.
Well, we.
So
the little flags.
I say we get to a point where if things are looking a little south, we stop and do it. Because, like, at what point do we stop?
Yeah. Also, what is the signal?
Don't worry about it.
Well, I'm gonna hide the wand because I feel like he's gonna take away some like if he knows we're magical or whatever. Like I know that he knows. There's no way that he doesn't know because we know that he's right. So like
he'll take our shit. Yeah.
Well, actually, he doesn't know everything because you said that he's like into power, but my mythos is really powerful, and he just didn't think that I had any power.
You're what? What did you just say? What word? Can't call me.
What was it that I was saying?
You know, because as you know, in the future, Professor Calais will tell you not to use your rift powers essentially, and because that's not the path to eternal life or whatever. Are you able to hide your power level even though you're holding on to your hide your power level? Even when you're holding your wand, or is that going to shine as if
No,
in a way
it looks
somebody
like
was tuned into it?
It looks like a toy,
Okay.
if anything. But I think I'll just put it in like I wore my jacket anyways. I didn't take off my jacket. I was just like putting it in like the inside pocket of my jacket and like just hide. When he started talking, he took the pictures of Penny and he was like, don't use these things. And I was like, oh sorry, my girlfriend gave them to us. Like, haha. As I like hide, and I was like putting I was like, oh good, don't take that.
So anyway, I don't think he knows everything because I don't even think he knows about my awesome, super magnificent power. Magnificent, that's what I use. That's the word I use.
Yeah, I don't think he knows exactly what we can do, but I think he knows that we're special.
Right, but then if he knows that I was special, why didn't he want me to come into? He only invites you to.
Maybe he didn't think you were someone that could be used,
Yeah, I mean,
that is true.
Let me just remind you that he made it clear that he knows your riffs, but said something to the effect that he's willing to let you join if you forego that power because it's in the way. You got from that discussion that they don't always prefer riffs being recruits, but may from time to time allow them in for reasons that you do not know, perhaps just for good fun.
Maeve, if it looks like one of us is going to get hurt following along with whatever happened tonight, we stop, okay?
Okay.
Right. And also
just ask me to stop. You need to ask me to stop.
Sometimes I won't, mate. You have to make that choice.
No, you have to tell me that you want to stop because I need you to say it to me.
Why?
Just trust me. I need you to say it to me. Can you just trust me as your friend and roommate that just remembered that you started existing today, that I need you to specifically tell me that you need to stop?
Okay, I will tell you to stop.
No, not you.
And also we're not doing it.
Christine will, yes.
Kel, I need you to have boundaries here. Please.
I'm not very good at those.
Okay.
Fine.
Let's try.
Okay, and then what do you want me to do? Like, how do I support you? And when do I know to support you?
If I need you, I will make a very loud noise, and you can run from distracting Peter and staying close by. Because I assume we're just going to be in the backyard. Why would we leave the backyard, if anything? So
I'll tweet at you.
No sense. Yes, of course. Like all of my media is back online. They get rid of that stupid ban or whatever. 24 copyright strike for
I'll at you. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay, end of flashback. That's it. That's all I needed. Cool.
Thank you. The silo looms large as you are shepherded in to the there's an open door. It looks almost like, as you approach it, almost like a hatch. It's got a big spinny wheel that it opens as you make your way in. Both all black shirted recruits enter in. When you cross through the threshold, you look up and it's metal all around. It looks like it looks, if you had to guess, well insulated, in the sense that I mean watertight. There are people ahead of you climbing ladders up to the top. You can see the professor has already made his way in. He is high up. Let me describe to you the kind of architecture you see as you look in. There is a lower level than 1, 2, 3 platforms above. You can see, because there's grates, you can see like who's through the platforms. And then there's ladders. There's one ladder that goes to the platform right above you. And then there's another longer ladder that goes to the we'll say the platform above that, we'll call that level 3. And then above, the same ladder continues up to a smaller hatch, and a domed ceiling where there is, you can see the professor himself. Oh no, I take that back. The professor is not at the top. There is a robed person at the top. The professor is just below that. And you can see there is a machine right next to the professor. He holds his arms out. Welcome, recruits! You are about to take your first step into being into the everlasting. The first step is to end your life here. Break you down and into your component parts so that we may reassemble you in the way the God King has set forth in our great documents. And you can, there begins a chant that you would have known, or you may have recognized if you had done something that you did not do, but it just sounds like random Latin to you. As you cross the threshold, who's first through the threshold? Is it Mavis or is it Mavis? Okay.
I think it is.
I'm not rushing for this to be.
Okay. So a robed person says, "Welcome," directs you to the ladder.
I
you
look
are
back
following other wolves. You know, there's other wolves ahead of you climbing the ladder.
I'm gonna look back at Kel, just like one quick glance, like.
Cal thinks back to when when she did the same thing, and you said, obviously, yeah, go for it, and she's like, okay. So she just like nods, and it's like,
well, you didn't stop me, so yeah, I'm just
Not
gonna
yet.
climb up the ladder. Like,
Let me also tell you this because they're
are they separated? Like we can't see each other, or
let's say that okay. So I probably should have added this detail because I'm sure there was other lambs that were ahead of you in this line. The other people, so you are being shepherded in toward the ladder, but you can say the lambs are being chained to the floor that you're walking past right now. There are some robed people shackling them up. They're standing up and being put in chains, and you can see they're being nervous. While you pass by to go to the ladder, you see one of the robed people saying, "Just trust in the God King and all his disciples."
yeah, you good?
Kel, you cross through the threshold. One of the robed people directs you to an open space. You see some shackles curled up on the ground, clearly a space for an additional person. There's 3 people already shackled up. There is 1 space remaining, and it is for you. You are directed to stand and stay still. Lamb.
I'm not gonna lie. OOC, I kind of want to see where this goes.
You are
I know, me
shackled
too,
up
which is not
by
great.
one of the robed creatures. The shackles are heavy on your hands. It's almost hard to lift them up. You feel weighed down. Your feet are also shackled to the floor, and you have very little movement once you are locked in. Mavis, you arrive at the platform. There are other initiates there, or there are recruits. I used the wrong word. There are other recruits there, and you see them lining up next to several valves. Each valve is in a series. It seems if you look at the pipe work, it seems like in order for water, if that is indeed what is supposed to pass through there, passes through, every one of those valves needs to be open. So it turns out any one of the wolves up there could stop a flow of water by simply closing their own valve. So this device has been created specifically to make sure that wolves open valves you deduce quickly, and each is responsible for what happens, because each one is alone able to stop the flow of water, perhaps, or whatever substance may pass through there. Or maybe you're just standing here for a photo shoot, but you doubt that's the case. The professor says, "Seal the hatch!" All of the robed individuals that have been helping set up climb down the ladders, walk out, make their way out of the hatch. You hear, and perhaps you Kel see, because you're right next to the door. You see the huge door. It's like a blast door. And you hear this turning of the wheel. The professor says, "We will now begin. This is the reddening. You will not, or sorry, the blackening. I don't know why I picked the wrong color. That's so weird. Anyway,
The purpling.
The blackening. I was on the wrong page. I'm so sorry. Each, you will now show your devotion to the God King by doing exactly as you were told, and believing that what happens is the righteous thing. Any doubt, you will not take the next step, and the next step will be glorious. You will learn things you have never learned before. There is so much here and beyond, but you must believe." We're gonna cut to over to, let's say, Christine. So look at this thing. It's got this wheel that if you put your finger on it and you spin it, it selects different songs. Now, this is not a CD. I know it's like but it somehow plays songs out of it. I don't know if I believe these things are going to catch on or not.
It's
I mean,
real
I'm
cute.
feeling tired.
How's the massage going for you? Am I hitting the right spot?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot. I don't know, this thing called the iPod distracted me, but he throws it on the floor.
Hey, usually I know this thing that like my massagist does that like really relaxes me. If I just put pressure right here. How's that?
Are you trying to do the Vulcan neck pinch?
I already did this last session.
Yeah,
where I give him the sleepy tube, which cancel his zealot.
Okay.
So this is just that. So he has sleepy tube from last time. So I'm just like, okay, how's that?
You're like, that.
How's that?
God, that makes me feel almost as good as the first Pearl Jam album that ever came out.
Yeah, that's cool. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna go and put some more lotions on my hand, and wash my hands, sanitize, and all of that. Okay, so you just listen to this very relaxing song, and I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go to the bathroom real quick.
Okay, I want you. Are you trying to make good your escape here?
Well, I'm just going to the bathroom. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna convince him.
Well, the reason why I ask you what you're trying to accomplish is because I want to figure out what role is going to be sufficient. If you're trying to get out of there, then you can just roll a sneak around with your, whatever tags apply to your, particular situation. If that's
sure.
What you're trying to do. If you're trying to.
Yeah, I'm gonna sneak around.
Okay.
And I guess I'm going to use his senses, would you say, is a little impaired right now because he's getting a little sleepy?
Yeah.
So I can use that, and I guess I'm kind of letting him down easily. So can I use my friendly presence for this? I'm just gonna go to the bathroom real quick.
Yeah, I think that works. I think. That
Okay,
works.
awesome. Thank you. Then I need this to
I'm trying to
work.
find my
So,
entry for him. So he had some kind of status, right?
yes, he has. So he has Sleepy too.
Oh,
That
okay.
cancel out his Zealot too.
Okay, all right. Okay, so he doesn't have any modifiers to add to you or add
Yep.
for you.
So this is just a 2. Oh, should I burn that? No, let's just go for it. Why am I worrying? I'm Christine Chill.
There you go. Have confidence. Ooh, all right. So you make your way. Well, tell us what you do, and then I will introduce. For those of you new to the system, when you roll a mixed success with the sneak around move, it's a success. However, I, as the MC, get to choose one of 3 complications. One, someone unimportant noticed you, but that just made them important. Or I could say you're perceived by a secondary sense. Someone picks up your scent while you're sneaking around, or you're seen by, you're seen whispering a message or whatever. Or I can require you to leave something behind in order to not be discovered.
Please, whatever you do, don't make me leave my phone behind. I can't.
I can't figure out how that would narratively. I see, like, the trick of the MC is if I wanted to, like, somehow do that to you, I'd have to be able to come up with a clever way to make that work, and I just can't. I can't. So I don't think I'm gonna make you leave your phone.
Okay, thank you. But I was going to just like. I was just gonna be like, I'm gonna grab some like lotions. You listen to this very chill, relaxing music. Honestly, I'm kind of feeling your music taste now. And then when he's not looking, I'm gonna be like, yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna sneakily like walk back gently.
All right.
Walk
All
out
right.
the
So you
room.
make your way out. Let's just say, okay. So
I'm just closing his door behind me.
yeah.
Very gently, not to wake him.
Your way out the door, like you're sort of creeping your way out just to make sure, because you pass by his room on the way out. You can see he's sleeping. You know, he has.
I don't want to leave the room completely yet. I want to close the door first because I'm gonna do something too. So I do want to sneak out, but I don't want to get out of the door yet. Like I want to close the door because I'm gonna do something to the door.
Here's why you can't do that. Because because I'm going to introduce you're perceived only by a secondary sense. So as you walk by, you're able to make it out without him noticing, but you one of the other doors in the frat house opens, and you see you happen to see, who was the other person that was there? I already introduced this person, so I'm going to try to find their name or her name. Emma? No. Okay, forget it. You try to make your way out slowly, but as you attempt to close the door, you hear a creak, and you could see Peter's eyes sort of open. He's kind of roused. So then you release the door and you just make your way out. So he will very quickly notice that you have gone from the house. And that's going to be my way to complicate your success.
Oh shit!
But you make you make good your escape. But you do know that it may not matter. But Peter knows that you took off almost immediately.
Yeah.
All right. So what are you up to? Let us cut again back over to Alex and Chuck. What are you up to?
So holiday's a complete mess, and knowing that Alex is, well, probably just watching from afar, but not that far, because, well, followed out. Our taxi was followed. It was pretty obvious. So I just wandered down this, like, just say, holiday, just wait here for a moment. Don't go anywhere. I just got to check in with someone. And I just, like, send a again, group text. Alex, which direction are you?
4 steps behind you. What is wrong with him?
Wait, 4 steps?
Invisibility, ...
Right. He typing back in, drunk, kind of freaking out about strange superpowers. Don't know if I want to fuck with his head more or help him. Question mark.
For those
If
of
we
you
help
watching,
him, can he help us?
for those of you watching, and just a reminder to our players that Holiday, was introduced to you early in the investigation, but became Chuck's nemesis, based on a mechanic in the game where Chuck upgraded himself and thus has to gain a nemesis. There are 2 players in this game who have nemesis, I believe. Chuck happens to have 2, one of which is Holiday. Therefore, based on the mechanics alone, it seems like it might be difficult to bring Holiday around in the long term on your side. However, that doesn't mean you cannot in the short term make use of each other if it is in both of your interests.
Chuck only has 1 nemesis.
Who's got 2?
Nobody.
Did I just make that up? Okay.
Chuck's second evolution didn't trigger a nemesis.
God. Okay, good, because the MC was racking her brain on what that would be. And
There is a second nemesis out there though, who lives awfully close to our headquarters. Either way, I really want to freak him out, but I don't know what to. Like, he might be able to help us, but it sounds like this person's in trouble, and like, that's what we do, isn't it? We help people.
It's a baby. We need to get to the baby.
I need to eat the baby? What the?
Quick. Get to. Autocorrect is terrible.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if Helix is involved, I don't want to get anywhere near this mess, but God.
If only we had something like a. Wait, can we borrow your camera to see if we can do some snooping around Helix?
You don't have a camera of your own, Bucko?
I flip phone. Like that.
Yeah, that's probably got a camera on it. Hey, look. The more I see the more I've been sitting here thinking, kid, look, I don't like you. I assume you don't like me. I don't want any part. I got a my PI license is on the line. I got loyalty to my client. So I gotta find Sammy. If he disappears like this, he's done it before. I don't know how he does it. Like I said, there's magic shit. I guess I sound crazy, but you don't think I'm crazy. So whatever. Use your own camera. I'm about to leave, if you know what I mean. There's nothing more. I'm about to leave.
It's Matt. What do you mean by magic? Look, I think you might know something. Okay, let's keep honest then, because you're not honest with me most of the time. But let's say that I'm being honest with you and say that I met Sammy today and his kid.
What are you talking about?
We came across someone called Sammy today, and when talking to after having a one of those, was it like the dragony things in the parade, almost fell on him because it was on fire and almost fell on him and his kid. We helped him out, and talking to him afterwards, he said he knew you and he was meeting up with you tonight. He also said that you're blackmailing him. About things that he
you-
steals, trying to get to his boss.
Why don't you roll investigate if you would like to get a reaction of some sort? Your
Oh
success
no,
or failure.
I was going to.
He's a professional. He's like,
I was going to trigger as I was doing this. I was going to, just say like on the group chat, stand right in front of him, and then reveal himself at the right time. Like stays in between us.
Yeah, so Alex will kind of look at it and actually Alex would love to slip around behind Holiday and see if they could convince Holiday with a little hypnotic suggestion to be some more forthcoming with us. Just a little,
Okay.
Sneak around behind, whisper in the ear.
Yeah.
You want to tell us
Holiday
things.
is a professional, so it's going to require a successful sneak out or around roll to even put yourself in a position to do whatever it is you're going to do. So I sense at least two rolls ahead of you.
Am I distracting in my coming clean?
If you want to roll to do some sort of distraction, you can. You can do that, but the thing is, you just took time to text, giving Holiday at least some opportunity to get his bearings in whatever state that he's in. So I would say
Flashback the text.
Okay, all right. I will charge you with a flashback for that.
I didn't. Yeah, it probably should have been a flashback. Like,
I wasn't going to make a big deal out of it. I thought about it at the time.
Yeah, I just did the rant instead. It's like, yeah, but that's
Okay. So here's what I'm going to say. Holiday has a custom move that says that he can put himself on alert too, because he's a professional. But he's not in a professional state right now. So what I will do is I will say this: your conversation with him, I'm not going to have him have any status at all. No alert status.
And he's drunk, so that kind of
That kind of
Yeah, so he's not, he's not in an ordinary professional mood. He also has a custom move that says my lips are sealed 3. And I'm, what I'll do is I'll just put that at a 1. I'm really gonna, I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice here.
Okay.
I say we go for it.
Go for
what's the worst that could happen?
Because I want to see what happens.
We got to go forward in this part of the investigation because
Yeah.
I can't negotiate.
Yeah, so I will use my invisibility.
Okay.
And that's what I got because I don't want to blow the other ones in case this roll succeeds. So here's the sneak around.
Oh, and it's a miss. Okay. You are unable to become invisible.
Oh shit! I got to chat dice too I got to help dice for Alex. Shit.
Too bad.
Can I retroactively spend the help dice?
It's too late. It is too late. Here's what happens. You make yourself invisible, and you sort of sneakily make your way up to Holiday. And I don't know what distracts you. What causes you to like lose your ability to maintain invisibility?
Alex is not used to engaging the subject, and so I think just like the level of anxiety builds up inside, and somewhere in the distance a black cat pushes over a tin can or something, and the noise is enough to just
yeah. All right, and all of a sudden, boom! You appear right in front of Holiday.
My plan.
Holy!
Your plan.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Magic. Burn your invisibility tag, please. Do you see this? What is going on here? Look. What look. What do you want? I need to go. I need to go. You have one more roll. Oh, hold on a second. You have one more roll before I go. But you don't get to take it out because we're going to cut back to the silo.
Ah!
Yeah. the big blast doors has been sealed. You hear the spinning of the I don't know what is the thing that they spin when they're closing something called the spinny
Wheel?
thing that seals the door. What's it
Wheel?
called?
No.
The spinny wheel that seals the door.
No
Wolves, you must now open the valves and drown, sacrificing as you must to the God King, the lambs of slaughter below. You can see now there are a total of 4 wolves in this along 4 separate wheels of a large pipe. One of them starts to, well, all 3 of them immediately. Well, you can see one sort of looking down. You can see that they're in the same situation as you, kind of crying a little bit. But I believe.
Crying. I opened the wheel immediately.
Okay.
The second I was told it's open.
Water begins to flow out of this large. The pipe.
Help! 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 No! Help! Help! Help!
Yes, you will now become. You will now become. This is now the blackening. He says.
Oh,
Water
I can
begins to
swim.
fill.
You're chained down.
Yeah.
Water
But
begins
surely
to
I
fill.
can
It is
walk
now
and
at your
pick
knees.
something, right?
The water's reached your knee level, and you can see one of the other lambs, like, starts to panic, starts to struggle. And Professor looks down and says, "Do not struggle. That shows weakness before the God King. You must accept your fate. This is your path to eternal life. The eternal life and extreme power and truth is merely a water level away from you. The lambs are the lamb. I don't know why I said lambs. That's not a real word. The lamb reach this place first. That is their gift for their sacrifice. Do not fight it.
Do I have like
reach your waist?
Lock picking things that I snuck in? Like surely, right?
Those well, let's say that you
because they didn't tell us to like they didn't like pat us down, did they?
Nope.
No.
You can do a flashback if you would like.
Okay.
All right, so you can flashback to an earlier time. Let us know where that is.
Man, I hope this comes
and how
comes in handy.
All right, so what? Hold on now. Well, you can't just do that. Why did you do that? Or what made you? Okay, one. Where did you get this lockpick? Is it something you just have?
Oh yeah, because I have like a low level thug.
Okay.
And like lock picking was part of my like deal, right?
Well, we'll find out. This is where you get to roll.
What should I roll?
You can roll change the game.
Change the game. Okay.
And in order for that to be meaningful during this time, well, I think typically you need to roll a 10 or higher to have an ongoing tag. But if you're going to immediately use it, then you only need a mixed success. I know you're new to the system, so if that doesn't make any sense to you, don't worry about it. If you happen to succeed, what's that?
Go. Sorry.
I just press change the game.
Well,
what tags are you using?
What tags
to roll it?
Oh,
yeah.
Criminal activity, probably.
There you go. That works. Okay. Anything else? Let me see if we can help here.
Keep in mind that you're going to have to roll after this, and it'll be probably a conjoined move, which means you can't use any tags that you're using in this roll for the next roll.
Like criminal activity.
To pick the lock. Yeah, you won't be able to use criminal activity to pick the lock. But you will have like a +1 to pick the lock with a lock pick.
Right.
So.
Right.
So no stress.
No stress.
Okay. I don't know.
Is my apartment burned? You could probably
Reason
use
to
the
live
maid's
would be
apartment.
one. What's that?
What? What's that?
You have a tag. You have a tag that's called Reason to Live, so you can use that now or later.
I would say you could use my apartment because you're technically probably getting it from my apartment.
Oh, yeah. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. You can do that.
So everyone can in my apartment then. A 2's good.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean a +2 is pretty good. I mean that gives you really good odds. I don't know what the exact odds are, but I
Or
know
donations can be given to the player.
Does anyone want to donate to Kel?
Let me donate to myself.
have
real
a-
quick.
A
No.
subscription to the
No.
channel donates 1 to everybody.
I do have a
Crazy.
free subscription, but
Or
I
gift
want you to
subscription
do it.
gives it 2.
but you cannot donate
Crazy.
to yourself or to anybody. Who's
And the players can't donate, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried that before.
That's the deal.
Okay, that's good odds, right? 2.
+2 is pretty good. and
Would you like me to make a tweet about this on my Christine Choo page and see if anyone come in and subscribe to save you?
Yeah, does anybody know what the
Yeah.
odds? I'm just very curious. I used to want to go ahead and roll if you like, but I think it'd be interesting to find out what sort of odds we just gave you.
Yeah, what are the
Just so
odds?
you know.
I'm
Not good,
really a
but better
numbers
than
guy.
nothing.
+2 isn't
Better than
bad.
nothing.
2d6 +2 is actually pretty good when you only need
I
to
actually
roll
had a
7 or
player.
higher.
I had a player fail on a 4+. They rolled 2 snake eyes and failed. I was like,
Oh.
ow.
Oh,
Yeah.
We've failed
yeah,
on
it
those
hurt.
too.
It
Yeah,
hurt.
that just
I
feels
was
like
like, oh
fate.
no.
So the
Woo!
chance of success is
Yay.
83%. You know, with the 2d6 +2.
Good odds.
Yeah.
Plus,
That's why, like, you know,
Now,
+1.
now, saying the MC was going to give it to you as a prolonged effect anyway, does that mean you can
Just a
scale
one-time,
up the effect?
Okay. So here's what I meant by that is
I'm
the
kidding.
one exception to the prolong the effect is that it's a flashback, and it's not actually a prolong the effect. You just roll. You have to use it right away. Anyway,
Uh-huh.
Which I
good.
think
You have a great success. So what you can do
Yay.
now is give yourself, you know, a story tag. I assume is what you want to do, saying lockpick set, and you could, if you would like Karsh says, scale up the effect. If you want to keep the lockpick set for future rolls, other than this upcoming next roll, you have to spend one of your juice on prolonging the effect.
Okay.
Does it wait
go ahead.
when you use if you prolong the effect? My understanding was that you can use once you use the story tag, it's used. So prolong the effect would only is that how that not how that works?
No. Like a story
Oh.
tag stays as long as it's relevant. You know, if it's a temporary story tag, like if you don't prolong the effect, typically a story tag is then gone once you use it. Well, you have to use it immediately or you lose it.
Hopefully none of my players are watching because they would be mad at me.
But if they are, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.
If
And
you are watching, yeah, don't yell at me.
I think the same goes for Raven.
I thought she didn't. they
My
didn't say anything.
my players just know I'm in charge, and whatever I say.
Yeah. I mean, that's the
Maybe I
real
could just say
reality.
that. I'll just say that.
Yeah, I mean,
I kind of
I
want
try not. Go ahead. Sorry.
I kind of want the lockpick like on me
Okay.
when we go forward. So I don't know how to
Okay. Yeah.
figure it
Yeah.
out.
Okay. So you now have a story tag called lockpick set. It's something you'll have on you. You spend one to create the story tag lockpick set, and then you spend another juice. We call it juice to prolong the effect. That makes it an ongoing story tag until something happens to make it go away, like a hard move or something.
Okay. I think I did
Or
that.
you learn, right?
Yeah. What are you gonna? I mean, or the story happens to make it such that you can't hold on to it anymore. You know, it's just one of those things. Okay, so we now return from the flashback. The water is at your waist. Behold, you will cross into the forever lamb of slaughter.
Bah. Did you want verbal? Did you want like verbal confirmation on that? Bah. As a
Excellent. You must
Bah.
I can't
embrace.
hear you over the water.
nay.
What? I can't hear you
Bah.
over the water.
Yeah, I mean the water is. You know, like I could, for example, right now introduce a story tag just, and I should just for, you know, since we're speaking about story tags, I can say that you know, water could be a story tag, or yeah. We'll say what's a good word for like standing water that's rising, and we'll say water level. There we go. Okay, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm trying to look like this.
All right.
And like,
are you trying to hide your activity because your arms are like, I mean, you know, you're
well,
shackled.
no one's really like, I'm like what near the end, right? Like I was one of the like lost people, so I'm not trying to make too much of a fuss, you know.
If you try to, I mean, let me tell you this. If you, okay, one, how are you going to pick the lock with your hands shackled and your feet shackled?
Well, if you bring it, like, if you have like long sleeves and you have it in one of your hands, you just like
Okay.
shove it. I'm not really sure what this contraption looks like, but in like general like hand
You have the lock pick up your sleeve.
things,
Yeah. All right. So you can kind of like
it like folds
work
in.
it and unlock it. You know what? I like that description. So here's what we'll do. We'll say that it is not immediately obvious that you're picking this lock.
Oh, good.
You may roll pick. Let's see. Okay, what's a good lock pick? I'm gonna say this is a take the risk, because it's, you know, you're using one hand. You're like shackled. You're trying to. You're just trying to make this happen. This is gonna be a take the risk.
Okay, so I just press it.
Well, you want to see what tags apply. Otherwise, it'll just be a flat
Your
roll.
tags.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
Make
so
no
like,
sound? Or is that I can't use that?
That's good.
I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you.
Yay.
Since we're being nice. And since you're going to be spotted the second you try to lock pick your way out of there.
Uh-oh.
What else
You have
would
the
you
lock
like
pick,
to
which is a
do?
+1.
Oh, I do. Do I press the lockpick?
Yeah, you click the check
Yep.
bonus next to it.
Yep.
Okay.
You have a
Let me
reason to live.
just,
I think that's one of your tags, right?
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it definitely, that definitely
Try to read through
applies.
your tags and see as many as you can use, and your weaknesses.
I'm going to see, okay, before you roll though, I would like to now, for the first time, I'm going to invoke one of your weakness tags. I'm sure I can find one that does apply. So while you're working your way through there, I'm going to, for those of you who know the system, weakness tags are negatives, tags that hold you back, but also give you valuable experience to level up your character. Like, for example, if I wanted to say short-sighted, like the idea of picking a lock in the midst of a complete locked room with cult members all over the place who will, you know, could probably kill you the second they see you escape, seems kind of short-sighted. So I will invoke that tag, and that is a -1 to your total roll.
Oh my. I'll press it. I'll press it. Okay.
There you go. Good job.
All right. Is that it?
I mean, is that it? You're the one picking tags.
I think that's
Give us
it.
a roll.
Yes,
Give us
it
a
is.
roll.
It's.
Yeah, sounds
Alright.
good to me.
Yep.
And don't die.
Okay.
Don't die.
I'll try not to. It's take a risk. Was that?
Yeah, take the risk.
Oh.
Take the risk is one of those tough rolls, because if you don't get I was gonna say, if you don't get a great success, you know, there's heavy cost. There it is.
Yay.
Okay. So nice job. Nice job. You succeed to unlock the shackle. Now the shackle is on a you know, on a chain. So it's gonna, I mean, I assume you grab it before it falls to the floor and makes a
Yep.
huge sound. So you sort of pretend like
Before it like splashes down, yeah, I kind of like ease it to the
yeah,
water.
yeah, because it might be seen. So yeah, you sort of what do you hide it behind your. Anyway, you get away with it. water levels at your chest. And I assume you gotta, your other hand is still stuck, right? How do you do this? I'm gonna give you, if you want to do this, if you want to unlock, well, tell me. I'm not gonna tell you what to do.
I'd feel like I'd unlock the other one, right? Because then I could just like float with the water level.
You're shackled at your feet and your hands.
Oh shit! I forgot about that. How fast can I like do all of them? Because if it's at chest level, right? I could be.
Yeah.
I have one free hand. Go for the other hand. That one's free as well.
Here's what I'll do for you.
Or was it like okay?
I got an offer for you. If you wait until the water is above your head, then nobody will see you.
Ooh,
Do that with, we'll say, without a roll even. If you would like to unshackle yourself before the water is above your head, then that's going to require something else, like a sneak around roll. For example.
No, I think that's good actually.
Right. So the water level rises above your head. You can see while you're, the water rises high enough over your head so that you can no longer breathe. Now, would you like to try? It seems like you're holding your breath. And you can hear laughing. Ah, yes, you were about to embrace the Oblivivian. The lamb shackled next to you, one of them starts screaming, bubbles fly, and they're now struggling to get out now too. The panic has set in, but there is one that is embracing her fate. But
that one sticks with me. I think that one that like is willing to die. I think I stare at that person for a very long time before like Bubbles kind of like, and I'm like, oh shit, that's right.
Okay, yeah, all right, okay, good. I like the imagery. Let me for one moment move the spotlight over to I was gonna say Viv. I mean, Maeve. What are you doing? You have your hands on this wheel. You can see one of the other wolves is starting to sweat, looking down and like looking up at the professor, who is unflinching with his arms out. What do you do? What do you do? Anything?
No, I'm emotionless about this. Like, I think I really, Kel didn't tell me to stop, and they gave me the okay, so I have no qualms. I don't feel bad. If anything goes wrong, all that blame is not on me anymore.
You can see bubbles like float up from some of the lamb underneath that are screaming out for help from you. You know that you alone could stop the flow of water, and you laugh in their face. Ha ha ha! Take that, man. No. But you're a good person, so you're not doing that.
I am a good person.
Yeah, that's right. Your actions clearly show.
Yeah, I'm a great person. And even if we're not talking about a mythos, I am a good person. I think it's just Maeve doesn't think that Maeve is going through this being like, they're not going to die. If they die, she's going to cause shit. But like right now, it just feels like this is like nothing. So she's like, yeah, this is... I think we'll be fine. If anything, if they do die, I'll cause a scene. But if Kel dies again, no one will remember that Kel existed, so it's fine.
All right, and I would also like
but
to
I'm a
activate...
good person.
Very good.
The more you say it, the more I believe. I mean,
I know.
Nobody has doubted that. Nobody, not a
doubted
single one of us has doubted that. It is so clear that I will not. We need to no longer discuss that. It is beyond the level of inquiry. I would like to note that Professor Clay, while a zealot, is also quite disciplined in his mind, and he knows he's done this before. This is the moment for him to bring you into the flock, and he takes mindful 3 based on a custom move that he has. He is mindful of what he says and his surroundings. Everything he says, everything that's going on, is all part of the plan, and you should trust the plan. Chuck, we cut over to you. You have one role to speak to. Well, before we go back over there, what are you up to, Christine?
Okay, so I sneak out already. I completely totally snuck out. Look at me serving you ninja realness. I don't even think that was like actually a historical theme, but whatever, it makes a cute fashion and things so. Anyway, I am now going to make this party mine. And I'm going to do it with no power. Because I am what? Sickening. That's right. I'm an icon and legend at the moment. Now, come on. I am going to blast the address of this freaking boring dull Frat House online on my page and advertise it as my secret party.
Oh no. Okay. All right.
Yes. I am a glamorous influencer. I am impeccably stylish. And I don't care if I'm not part of this fraternity. Any ground I walk is my castle. It is my runway. I am the god.
Okay.
Now put some bass in that walk. How about that?
This sounds like change the game.
It is certainly is changing the game. Because that's what I do. Every day I woke up like this.
So are you just right outside the door when you're doing this? Or do you...
Yes, so I'm going to do that and I'm going to send a little live stream moment like, hey Choo family, I am going to throw a super secret exclusive party that anyone can join if you can find out where I am. And then I clearly screenshot the address.
Nice.
So,
people are going to be like, haha.
Are you a lamb or are you a wolf?
You put the address
Hashtag,
right there.
Are you a lamb or are you a wolf? Hashtag wolf go wolf, lamb go bear.
They do that.
Okay, I'm going to change the game. I'm using glamorous influencer, impeccably stylish, and self-centered nature. And I'm using my friendly presence for this.
Okay.
I also think I'm doxing them a little bit. So doxing defamation, does that count?
You're doing what?
I'm doxing them a little bit, but by showing the address.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
That's a dog.
So I have 5 tags in total.
Okay, hold on. Let's go after. Okay, go through this more slowly so I can pay attention.
Yeah. So I am a glamorous influencer.
Okay.
I'm using my impeccable style to invite people to my party.
God,
and I'm using I'm doing this based on my self-centered nature because let's be real, I'm not even a part of this frat house.
All right, I'll give you that too. All right.
And I'm doxing them because I'm showing the.
All right. Okay. You did it. Okay. Yeah, that's 4. What was the 5th one?
And then the friendly presence because I'm very friendly online.
All right. You win. You win. That is
one of your weaknesses.
I'm not going to. Oh well, actually, I'm going to because I gotta have like tier. Yeah, like 5 is high, but fairly 1 by the way. Excellent work. Those tags are not overbroad or anything. This is just good gameplay. So, choose a weakness tag though that you would like to invoke.
I'm not really losing it with a nasty meltdown. So I think like people can be busy right now, so they might be like, oh, okay, like I mean this part is so exclusive, but like I have like busy thing to do. I have like live to live outside worshiping Christine Choo, which is like unthinkable, but whatever.
Okay, all right, sounds good. Nice job.
Thank you.
I can't cry about the tags on that one. Okay, well, look at that. Great success. Who knew? You have a power of 4.
I'm going to create a story tag. Christine Party. Okay. Christine Party House. This frat house is now a part of the Choo's family. And I mean, honestly, if you want me to buy it, I can too. So there's that.
I think you're gonna have to scale up and prolong the effects to make it a an effective party. And it'll apply to.
And I'm going to make it a Christine memorable party. It's going to be loud. It's going to be obnoxious, and it's gonna have a lot of glitter and light to make somebody a little bit less mindful that I take over their face.
All right, so it's a Christine house party, we'll say, and it's the
Yep.
party's all night, brother. It's
Be
huge.
there
It's
or be
prolonged. So like this is an example of a tag that will expire at some point on its own, but is continues until then based on prolonging the tag. Now, let me ask you this: you are going to prolong and scale it up. Are you going to hide the effect of your meddling, or
I'm not using. I'm not really like. I'm not really like doing anything using my power. This is literally just me being an influencer. So, can I give him a -1 on his mindful? Because now I'm throwing the whole party.
-1 on mindful for the professor who's not there? No.
He's not there, so it doesn't.
I mean, he's not going to know about that right now.
Okay.
It might matter if he becomes aware of it.
So right now we create a story tag, we improve it and we prolong it. Yeah, we can hide the effect for now. So let's say the people.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you don't hide the effect, I will do this to you. I will notice, or Pete will notice that you posted that, and he knows it's bullshit, and we'll do with that information.
I think I'm going to do the secret Twitter secret unnamed social media tag. That the people of this frat house is not cool enough to be a part of my fan base. They're not even subscribed to my unspecified donation thing, which, by the way, this channel has one. So, do we? I don't know. I don't care. So like they wouldn't know. So I will hide the effect that way.
Okay, so
but there's a lot of people coming.
It's a surprise, yeah. Okay, so immediately, a bunch of people like, the cars just appear out of nowhere. Not long after you make that post,
hey, my choo-choo, are you guys ready for party all night?
And somehow a party erupts in this frat house. Nobody knows who started it, but it's a frat house, so people figure, well, somebody's having a party. It is now a massive distraction and anything else that's going on there, and that may affect the. Is there any specific intent that you have other than to disrupt the frat house, which you've clearly done? Is there anything specific?
I'm hoping that it's big enough the authority will eventually have to interfere.
What's
so
that?
I can bring. I am thinking of two things. I can bring the party back eventually.
Oh yeah. Well, your scale up the effect. I'm going to give you the house and the surrounding or the near surrounding backyard, not further off into the distance. There's going to be people in the back, like they started a fire and everything. Somebody brought a keg, tapped it. It's out there. Music's loud. The party is huge, and it's a great party, by the way. Can I just tell you? It's got a lot of 90s music, which is weird, but that's cool. It's got a great, it's a great atmosphere. It's a retro. People.
Yeah, it's fall into the theme. The house already come with the theme. See, I was always meant to throw this party at this frat house.
Yeah, true. Okay, well there you go.
So that's all of it for now. I might use this whole crown to my advantage later.
Thank you for that. Okay.
Very Christine.
Nice job. I applaud you, Chuck and
Alex.
Alex. So
we were talking the holiday, and we were trying to get into that.
But okay, so you rolled a miss. You appeared out. Just to remind everybody, you appeared out of nowhere. I was just trying to see how long we've been going for, if it's a break or not.
Maybe.
You appear out of nowhere. Yeah, what's that?
I just said maybe, but yeah. Mr.
Producer, I can't even tell. My computer's all full of open windows. Yeah, let's take a break. Let's take a break. We're about almost halfway point.
I mean, that's always an appropriate cutaway. A giant party by the hottest girl in the crew. Of course.
It does feel like a nice fade to black, right? Like
Oh,
the bacchanal. Yeah.
Yeah, but the fade to black, it has in the background you hear the sounds of Dave Matthews Band.
Mm.
Saturday.
What a lame
I'm
party.
streaming this. I'm streaming this with this. I'm streaming this with this effect where it's give me wolf ear and with a hashtag I won. Directed as a certain professor.
Ooh.
I'm not going up for your party. Girl, you dream.
So we're going to go on a quick break. Stick around. I'm going to be back in about 10 minutes. I don't have any Dave Matthews, but we've been listening to the 2015 party mix,
Oh, really?
which is kind of also the same music that we use for Club Flux, which is also what we use. But so to change it up, we're going to go Cyberpunk Block Party for the break. Probably a bit more industrial, I believe. Polly, you've been driving me nuts with the flashing between the two groups because the cultists have that many levels of stuff of audio going through that I have to change it every time you change scene. Really
I'm
getting
sorry.
that's why back in Chinatown, I'm just like, nah, fuck it. I'm just no audio. Just doing it. But
Okay, so we're going on break.
we're going on break. We'll be right back. See you soon.
Tune in for the Christine Choo party.
And we're back.
Look at
Hello.
Hello. Welcome back, everyone. So, we have three different things going on. We have a drowning in a big silo that is filling with water, where sacrificial lamb are being sacrificed by a crazy, nutty, if you will, professor. A lot less
And
nice.
Maeve.
And Maeve. That's correct. And also, we have two other people from our crew who are trying to interact with a drunk and disheveled and angry and smoking private investigator who doesn't exactly know what to do. But we will flash to that scene to begin, where was it, Chuck, that you set yourself up for one roll before?
You said that one more was left.
That's right. Holiday is going to try to. Holiday's done talking to you. However, you have one possible thing you could do before he vanishes off into the night.
Well, not me.
No one's going to do anything.
Oh no, yes, no. We were just deciding who was doing things. So,
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, I think if Alex like immediately materializes, like, you know, nose to nose with Holiday, in his moment of shock, they would still go for the convince hypnosis. They would just be like, confession is good for the soul, and like try and just put him into a very relaxed, truth-telling sort of state of mind, which would be, I guess, rolling a convince with breath bends the air and hypnotic suggestion.
Okay, but let me tell you this.
Sorry, I didn't mean to hit it. I'm sorry.
So he's ready to get out of there, right? So like, you're gonna get one roll out of this unless somehow you can extend it. What are you trying to accomplish here? Are you just trying to convince him not to leave right away? In which
Yeah,
case, I guess
we would like to convince him to stay long enough to unburden his soul, to tell us the absolute unvarnished truth about Sammy and this child and everything that has led to this point and why he doesn't want to go to Helix. Like the whole just confession is good for him. Like, why has it messed him up so much?
And so there's no blood on his hands from this child,
Yeah.
like there is from Goldie.
All right. I'm gonna say you are going toe to toe.
Okay.
Almost literally toe to toe.
So I'll pull breath bends the air, hypnotic suggestion, and little white lies, because like trying to get them.
Sure.
And then a weakness tag, nervous when speaking up, because this is like it's a spur of the moment, but it's a big jump for Alex to like.
And I would also like you to remove one from my lips are sealed 1.
And take a help point from Chuck, because he is helping you, and I didn't help you for the last one.
All right, so I have a +1 from Chuck, a -1 from him. I have 3 tags and a weakness tag. Yes. Excellent. Rolling toe to toe.
Chuck, describe what exactly you're doing to earn that point. What exactly gets you that point?
Easily. Holiday, you just said that you were working for the person that killed Goldie. Her blood's on your hand. What do you want this child's blood on your hands as well? Tell us what is going on. Stay here. Tell us what's going on so we can help this kid, and so there's no more blood on your hands, and possibly save your PI business, if that's all you're caring about.
Very good. You can take the point. That's very helpful. I'm still unmoved. The dice may tell otherwise, though.
Mixed success.
All right, let's see what we got here.
1? Wait, did you add the? Sorry. Okay, never mind.
Okay, mixed success, which means you can choose one of those things. You can choose to achieve your goal, which is sort of keep him around for a little longer, or you can get them good or block, dodge, or counter their best attempt.
Can actually, did you add the +1 on the power thing to, like at the top, it says +1.
Mm-hmm.
Did you do that for Chuck's help point? Okay, cool.
So it's a 1 and a 1, which cancels out. And then I do have 3 checked, and then 1. So it really should be a 2, because if the 1 and the 1 cancel itself out, and then I have 3 positive tags and a weakness tag, that's a power of 2, right? 3 minus 1.
Yeah, it should be a power of 2. That's why I was very confused, because I was like, you shouldn't have like a 1.
Yeah, but wasn't there my lips are sealed 1?
I got
that
so
counteracted with the help point.
All right.
Which would make it a 10, Polly.
I think it would make it a 10. I don't know what you did wrong though. Did you not click one of your power tags?
No, I have. They're all clicked.
They just didn't come. Something didn't come through.
Did you? Here, wait. I'm gonna look at your character sheet because.
Sure. Go ahead.
Hold on.
Yeah, no, it's a mechanic.
I was confused. You don't have. See, you don't have the +1 right here in the power thing. Did you?
Oh, I do. It's here on mine.
Did you click off of it? You have to click off of it when you click it.
No, I didn't click off of it.
So it's a 10, Polly.
All right. Well,
it is a 10. Sorry.
A non-mixed success, a full great success, which means you can choose 2 of. Well, you could roll it again until it comes up, and until it comes up.
I don't know what it is.
You can choose 2 of the listed items that are not listed on there.
Or you can roll again till it comes up.
Yeah, you can just roll it again, Kate.
just give it a +10 and roll it again, and that will be instant.
It's gonna be sad. That's why we don't roll again, friends.
No. You give it a +10 and roll it again so it comes up.
Yeah, just give it a +10 so it'll be
okay.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
That doesn't count. This is all just for fun. This doesn't count.
It's all just to get the actual result of what it is.
Remember how it didn't matter that I didn't really use Roll20 a lot?
That's okay.
There
Oh
we
my
go.
god, a power of 10. What?
It should be 2.
All right, so you can choose 2 of those. You can manage to achieve your goal, which is keep them around for a little while. You can get them good, and or block, dodge, or counter their best attempts.
Oh my god, it's literally the same.
Oh, you can choose 2, and then you get. Oh wait, is it the same?
It's the same, but it's choose 2 instead of choose 1.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
I couldn't remember.
So we would like to, I think, manage our goals. We want Holiday to stick around a little bit.
little while,
And so with Get Them Good, can I remove his status that's preventing him from talking to us? Since it's a tier 1.
Yes. You can remove that for sure.
That lips are sealed.
Yeah. I mean, you have.
I think change the game removes it. I think you can only apply a status like loose lips or something. You could apply like a status.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So
change the game
moment.
takes away.
Yeah. So you can't actually reduce the status. You can just give him like a tier 4 status.
Tier 2.
Tier 2.
So we'll give him a tier 2
guilty conscience.
Truth-telling drunk.
Truth-telling drunk. Okay.
You've all had that friend, right?
Yeah. All right, there we go. Truth-telling drunk 2. Now, you did not elect to block, dodge, or counter their best attempts. So, what I'm going to do is, it's the conflict builds, and I'm going to say that my lips are sealed 1. I'm going to say is now my lips are sealed 2 because he smells a rat.
It's 0 now though. So
but that's all I'll do. That's all I'll do. I could, there's various other choices, but that one I seem, but you do keep him around for just a little while longer. He says, why do you guys not leave me alone?
Because you called us here to tell us what's going on and ask us for help. So we need you to tell us what's going on so we can help you.
You have demonstrated in the past at least some predilection to doing the right thing, and whoever this person was cost you someone quite dear. Don't you want to help us save this small, innocent child?
Wish I would have never met you kids.
If you help us, we'll be out of your life.
Well, if you help us, at least someone gets saved.
Mechanically, he won't be out of our lives.
Yeah, I can never.
He doesn't need to know that.
As the rules say, be out of your life. You can only try to keep me temporarily on your side, but I will always, according to the rules, turn against you.
Love you too, Holiday.
So who's going to do the investigate? Who's going to roll? Look,
I'm 20, so I'm investigating.
I want to help you, but there's rules, there's rules for PIs. We're not allowed to disclose things, okay? As much as I would like to tell you the stuff I've seen, in the city, smart people who want to live keep their mouths shut.
Oh, lucky I'm not smart.
Tier 2. God, I got an empty pack now.
All right, so do I need to roll an investigate or change the game to reduce his status before we investigate?
I'm going to give you, you kept him around for a little while. We're going to move straight to investigate. Oh, yeah? Didn't you already use your flashback?
Well, you invoked the rule last week that we could do unlimited flashbacks.
Did she?
Yeah.
Are you?
Well, that was during.
I don't remember that.
Worked as a heist. Now, I don't know that I thought heist rules were going to apply here. Did I say that? If I did, then I guess I'll give it
I
to you.
don't think you did. To be fair, I don't remember anything about this game because I keep blacking out.
Yeah. Let's ignore Christine. You did say it, but I don't know if you just a small.
This is not really a heist, though.
What do you want to do? What do you want to do?
Steal some booze from the headquarters.
Okay.
As a little bit of a bribe.
Okay. Roll. Well, hold on a second. He's only gonna stick around for one more. Well, I guess if you can give it to him to like affect a roll. All right. All right.
Yeah.
Roll a change the game. Roll a change the game. I'll give it to you. No heist rules closed now.
Damn. I'm going to burn the actual headquarters.
We already burned that.
You already burned it? Okay, unburn it, then burn it.
Burn it and then burn it.
There. And that's all I've got, really.
All right. All right. If you
You're
fail,
so
he's
hard.
out. He's done. I'm gonna deny something you want if you fail.
Oh, fuck it then. This is
Just a preview of something.
we haven't gotten the information we needed from this guy.
You might have to get
I'm a
creative.
student, so I'm taking student likes drinking, so I know he's gonna like drinking. That's what I'm taking as a plus. I'm reaching, I know.
You don't drink.
All right.
I'm reaching.
All right. Whatever.
Let's try to change the game.
Do you have any weakness tags?
Yeah, foolhardy gets me into trouble.
Nah, don't worry about that one. This is not like that. This is not going to be like that.
That's pretty much the best one I can put.
All right. Hit the button. Let's see what comes up. Oh, god damn it. Okay, what would you like to do with your 2 juice?
I want to use them to affect the next roll to bribe Holiday to tell us to help out the next roll as if you tell us everything, I got something special.
Okay, so here, what I would say then is you're going to use one of the juice to create little mini bottle, mini vodka. Flask is empty. You could give it to them. If you let's see, hide the effect doesn't really matter on that one. Scale up doesn't matter. Any other improvement?
I'm just trying to use it for bribing for the next an extra juice for the next roll to help out.
Could it add to the story tag we created?
That only requires one juice, so you still have.
But to scale up.
Left. What, you want to give him a bottle?
Yeah.
Full bottle. You roll a keg up. He's like,
no, I just
the
keg
all right, okay, that's fine.
The Varsity Jacks are designed for this stuff, don't you?
How long you had that in there, kid?
Look, it's part of negotiation.
All right, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna use your 2 juice to eliminate my lips are sealed. 2. How about that with your booze action? Now he is only remaining truth-telling drunk 2.
There you go.
There you go. Nice job. We flash back to the current scene. Before you roll, however, the water is above you. The people next to you are drowning. And I have to do something. I have to do something mechanical that I failed to do before. The professor has a custom move for this particular situation. At the crescendo of this moment, he takes all other statuses that I gave him will now be replaced with zealous 5. Zealous, and I say that again, zealous 5. So he's not mindful, he's zealous 5.
Zealot. Is it zealot or zealous?
Zealous according to the rules here. He is full of zeal.
Was it the same status that Peter got before I eliminated that with Sleepy too?
Yeah, it is.
that
It
was-
is a custom move called drinking the Kool-Aid. When Gregory Clay enters the scene, I could have done this before, but I decided not to. Give him Zealous 5, renewable as a hard move. And yeah, but you can, if you happen to see him out of the corner of your eye, he is exerting himself somehow. He seems like he's full of power, but you can see a bead of sweat roll down the side of his face. And who wants the spotlight? Who is drowning right now? In fact, everybody else besides you, who is shackled, immediately takes. And if Kel, if you don't do anything, you will take drowning 3 as well. Everybody else takes drowning 3.
Oh no.
All
So
the other lamb.
I have the shackles off, right?
One of the lamb is calmly accepting her fate.
Yeah. Do I have time to save like that one at all?
Yes. Well, let's see. Describe. Tell me what I see.
I'm going to
Create
like
yourself time.
as soon as the water level rises just above my head, and
Yeah.
the I was gonna say Elvis. That's so cringe. The wolves at the top can't see me. I'm quick to like go through
Here.
all the things,
Yeah.
and like snap out of the binds, and kind of
I
like
don't think
like go up
I'm going to tell
to
you.
yeah
You're obscured, so that's not going to. Yeah, it doesn't seem like that's going to be possible.
at
You got to
all.
figure out a way to like.
Because like
uh,
what is the setup right now? Is there's like this overlooking
yeah, there's like
like level
there
that everyone's on top of?
there's a couple of levels, but yeah, I mean the wolves are right above you. There's the floor is a grate, so they can look down and see what I'm. What I was sort of saying is that when you're underwater, sometimes it's a little reflective. You're obscured a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, but like any large movements are going to be detectable, right? So like, that was just a deal we made so that you would be able to unlock yourself. But if you want to, do more, you're going to have to come up with some way to do it other than just relying on the water level. I think. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I don't think I can save anyone now.
I
Yeah.
don't think so either, which is
I don't
why
think
said,
so.
no, in this game, this is a fiction first game, right? So mechanically maybe you come up with a way to do it, but it has to make sense.
I agree,
That's
yeah.
the trick. Okay, so what do you do anyway? I mean,
I try and first and foremost I have to get myself in a safer spot than where I am now. So I'm quick to like very like quiet. We're quiet, and there's water level, so I don't really need to be quiet. But I get the other chains off, and kind of like swim down. So like the water level is a little funky, and you can't really. Is it clear water or is it like a little murky?
it's a little murky.
Yeah,
I
so
would
like if I like dive a little further down the reflective nature of it, if it's like I imagine this is well lit and tend to have like if you have light hitting water and you're looking down from that, a lot of the time you can't really, see much of
I
a
mean,
water
I'll give
level.
you okay. So here's what I'll do for you.
One of my parameters.
We'll say I will give you a story tag saying, murky water. So whatever you do will take into account murky water.
Okay.
I don't know how you're going to save them. Does anybody have any ideas? Help me.
Have you got a gun?
No, I don't
You
shoot.
really need a gun right now.
Yeah.
I mean, what if you use nightmare powers on the wolves who are turning the valves so that you stop the water from flowing in?
While you're thinking about it, okay,
Just takes one.
I want to check in. I want to check in with Mavis. Are you continuing to drown them happily?
I'm not happy about it. No one's happy. I never said I was happy about it.
Of course.
I said this is just, you gotta break some eggs to make an omelet. So this is just, you know, this is an omelet. This investigation requires me to do some nasty stuff. So
I'm just a human
and I don't
egg.
think they're dying anyway, so it's fine.
Okay.
I mean, especially like the professor exerting power. Like, I don't know, he must be doing something. So
this is fine.
In fact, why don't we say this? There seems to be a little extra dirt in the water that makes it murky as well.
Ooh. That helps.
You don't know where the dirt actually comes from.
Oh, really?
I don't know. It's probably just dirty water. That's all.
Oh, okay. Where is the water coming from? Like, where is the valve?
Coming out of a big pipe. It's a pipe that's flared at the end. It's so
and
loud right now. It's moving.
Up or on the side?
It's coming down from above, and it's
Okay,
now risen over a couple of feet over everybody's head at this point, and rising.
Yeah, I can't reach that. Is the floor of the thing like see-through? Is that how they're seeing, or?
Yeah, it's like a grate, so like they can see you through like a grate. You know, it's like a heavy. It's like an industrial type. It's like a catwalk type thing. You know, metal. You know, it's a grate.
It's hard to see through like some of the metal, so like surely I'd go like under the shadow area of that, and I don't think I could save anyone. I really, really want to, but I don't think I can feasibly do that and keep myself safe. So I think I could stop one of the people though, and maybe that might help the thing, right?
Possibly.
If I could use my powers on one of the wolves to get them to stop it.
Describe to me what I'm seeing.
Are
you using like a mind control thing or something?
I do control nightmares, so
okay.
I think
I'm gonna say though, you know, to be fair, the wolves have you know, are gonna have some sort of status that protects them a little bit, or that continues to like, you know, they are inclined to, you can see, continue what they're doing. Now there's one that seems unhappy, right, but is, you know, sitting there, and I will say that person has the lowest like zealous status.
Does every wolf have one of these things, or is it just?
Yeah.
Oh.
Every wolf is able to, like, you know, close off this valve if they want to.
What if you give the nightmare to the lambs, and that's triggered their survival instinct, so they try to free themselves together as a group?
I mean, I think you should give the nightmare to Mavis, but
that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Because
I mean, that's what I was thinking. Too.
That's like,
Why me? What about the one that's like freaking out? There's another wolf freaking out. Target her, then make her fail, and then that could help stop
I mean,
the
you
water.
could do that, but I'm thinking Mavis.
Yeah, I'm thinking Mavis as well.
That sounds not fun at all.
May doesn't have zealot.
You don't have to. I was actually kidding. It doesn't.
Yeah, I don't even have zealot. Like what?
No, exactly. Which mean that you're more susceptible.
This is your fault. You told me to continue, so I don't know why you're.
No, because then it'd be like, oh, okay, this is the signal. That's what I was thinking.
Oh, I see.
Oh, your signal is to.
Like I'm signaling you now, and it's a nightmare.
I don't know what I can do now, bitch.
Okay.
Figure it
out. So, if you want to send a signal, I think you could do that without. I mean, if you have
actually, I kind of like. I forgot completely that there was another one that was like a little uncertain.
Yeah, that's you know, that person would say is zealous one only.
Everyone trying to PvP me all the time. Like, leave me alone.
Complacent. Yeah, I think I'll aim for that. I feel like that'd be a little easier to take on than Mavis is like a whole has a whole thing going on over there. And if
Yeah,
I
like
feel
that
like if I
becomes a
poke at that,
TV.
I'm not gonna end up well.
Well, she probably has more countermeasures than the average
Yeah.
like NPC here.
I'm gonna go with the one that looks the most uncertain about what's happening, like the morally correct
Yeah.
one, I'll
I will
say.
say this person is a sort of a younger looking, student looking, younger woman. She is, uh, looks like she wants to get out of there, but is too entranced by the idea of eternal life, and thus does not stop the water from flowing. And has, she's been in this philosophy club for a while. She took a class with this professor, really thought he had something to say, and somewhat brainwashed. But this is where push comes to shove for people.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out what I can do with my powers. Like, can I make them daydream, or can I make them do things, or I
The
had it
limits
figured
are
out
your
2 weeks ago.
imagination.
Yeah. I was thinking of giving them this type of daydream thing, and then just this shadowy figure of death kind of talking to them,
Okay.
and trying to everything around them kind of just turns into this staticky noise, and everything is a little on a TV when it's glitching a bit, when you're
Yeah.
the connection's not all there. I was thinking it would be a bit like that.
Okay.
And this shadow kind of billows out of this large cape of darkness. And
Destiny, I'm sorry. Doesn't your Destiny have something about greatest fears, and then you had that one that was make a spectacle, right?
yeah.
Probably trigger those ones.
I
I know
can.
you don't have. You used to have dream manipulation, but when we changed up your character, you don't have that anymore. But you could still probably word it in a certain way, like your destiny is pushing you towards that.
It is in nighttime as well.
Oh yeah.
You're stronger at night.
It's helpful that it's dark, because
You're in league with the night.
yeah, kind of blend into shadows in that way. I think if I trigger make a spectacle and greatest fears.
Hey, I have a question. You have the kid to open the lock, right? And the water is confined in the space because it's a confined space, right? So, what's stopping you from open the door and let the water out?
Where's the door?
It's right next to you.
Is it unlocked?
It's underwater. You know that it's a blast door, so it's it's definitely locked and tight, and you don't have any means of opening it because the wheel that locks the blast door is on the outside.
Yeah, that's fair enough. How are they planning on getting out? Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's shot then.
Can I also mention that this is kind of getting into someone's head as well?
Karsh is reading your tags.
Yeah.
For you.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, of course.
Karsh is helping you with your tags.
Thank you for that.
Which one is that? Getting in someone's head.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That sounds perfect, actually.
So
where's this tag?
Lock in, lock out.
Get in the suspect's head. That's what the one.
Lock out. Yeah.
Yes.
Shadow sleep for no one is also in league with the night, and it is nighttime. That's what I'm reading them out. So, your nightmares. And hello, Matt in a hat. Welcome in.
Hello.
Welcome to GoblinCaveTV. Welcome to Knights of Payne University, the Cult of the Godkin, where Oblivivian, playing Maeve Thorn, is sacrificing Kelly Davidson to get into a cult.
Kelly Daily.
Kelly Daily.
Kelly Davy, sorry, to get into a cult. Welcome in. How you going? And if you're not familiar with City of Mist, it's very narrative, and it runs quite differently. But we're about to do a roll, I think.
I'm a good
so
person,
the
though. I'm
water-
You're not.
sacrificing, but I'm a good person, just so you know.
Right
Every
now,
time you
the-
say it, I just believe it more.
Every single good person that you ever come across in life will tell you that they're a good person and be sure 3 at a time, just so you know.
Exactly. Yeah.
Can we RP this, or like, how do you want to
Yeah,
do
so
this?
so the water continues to fall out of this pipe. It is above your head. You are trying to get one of the cult the wolves above to turn off the flow of the water. You
I-
have your tag set?
I have the tag set, and this kind of. Oh, so should we see how like effective it is, and then like go through like what I would say to this person, or
Yeah, if you'd
Yeah.
like to.
okay? What should this be? Take a risk or
Why don't you try to convince? We'll say
convince?
convince. Because this is not quite go toe to toe. But now remember, remove one for the zealous, if you have not. If not, we'll
Yep.
take it off.
Minus
once
one. Yep. Okay.
minus one. And
Convince.
see what you come. Okay, you succeeded.
Holy shit!
Everybody
I'm
succeeded.
getting such good rolls lately. They're have this giant figured cloaked billowing with smoke and is like the drop of ash you can like see just on the peripheral. This person cannot see the whatever figure, what they look like on their face or like what they look like their body, but they can feel it. It's this itch on like that creeps at the back of your neck and is just out of your eye line. It feels like every like everything every bad thing you've ever done, and it feels like the consequence.
Okay, so here's your choice. Okay,
Like the
so you can
justice of
give
it.
this person a status, or she can just accede to your agenda, and she does. She's this. I don't want to be this is terrible. She immediately wheels the thing, stops. The water comes to a stop, but you hear a roar from above. The professor says, "You have failed," and holds his hand out. You see a it's hard for you to see because you're underwater. But Mavis, you see very clearly. Almost a wave cascades from the professor's hands, almost like the emperor, except for instead of fire, it's like this. It's sort of a distortion wave, and this former wolf woman who has been rendered into a wasted piece of jelly at this point, who wants nothing else to other than to get out from this cult situation. You see her fly against the wall, but then push through it. She disappears out of the entire silo, and the water comes to a halt. The professor says, "Mavis, open the valve."
I'll go open the valve. I don't know what happened.
Is the ladder that like they got up on? Is that still there? It's like Jesus.
Thanks, Bub Baby, for the follow.
Is it like a solid ladder?
Yeah.
And I can just like climb up?
Yep, you sure can. You sure could.
I'm climbing. I'm climbing, and I'm just like, Mavis, now.
Okay. All right. Okay. I think you can do that without a roll, but now your attention, now the professor is aware of you, is aware of Mavis. Mavis, you are in the midst of doing what the professor says. The water starts to flow ever so slightly. You continue to open it up all the way. The water is about 3 feet over people's heads. The professor takes, for some reason, he takes the status exhausted one, or we'll say, no, wait, what's the exact thing? It's tired one, something like that. Not tired. There's a word for it, but I don't want to interrupt the flow. What do you do, Mavis?
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm shaking. I'm like,
The professor is looking at you.
Can we
you
go
know
to
he's gonna
Karsh?
spot
And
hesitation.
desperate-
You will be blown out of the
desperate
silo,
eyes
Nikhil, if you do not act now.
are looking at you, Mavis. Desperate.
5, 4.
Can we
Hopeful.
skip to Karsh?
I like to invoke,
Cut,
take
and
the
we
spotlight.
cut. We go. Oh, okay. Go ahead. We cut.
Wait, we have the party.
Yeah, we cut over the frat house a little bit away from the scene. You know, the camera, you can see pans out during the scene. It goes up almost like as if it's a camera that's attached to a drone. You could see, look down, and it moves over the trees, and then keeps moving over to a spectacle where cars parked haphazardly on the lawn, people running out of the cars into a house that is lit up with lights and music, and you can see a bunch of students as the scene dissolves to like the front area of this frat. As you can see, the place is packed. They are playing the best of the 90s on CD for some reason. The back of the backyard, there is a large fire blazing, a bonfire, if you will. There is activity and fun being had by all. The party is sponsored by, it turns out, our very own Christine. However, not planned, and nobody knows for sure that that's the case. What do you do, Christine?
Okay, so I'm going to move to the backyard, like a queen standing in front, in the middle of her queendom, and occasionally swing by the DJ that I definitely hired to come in and play. I go,
Oh yeah,
the music is
one that you know.
the music is very loud. Make it louder.
He has the slider, pushes it up to the maximum. That's why I got the new speakers.
Ooh, hey, let's go.
That's right.
Bitch,
That's
this
right.
is lit.
Except for he plays "You Can't Touch This," which you immediately regret him turning it up. Little MC Hammer. Like, wait a second,
Okay.
I thought it was 90.
That will do. And then I walk away and look to the directions where I last seen my friends, and waited to see if I see any signs in there. Now, earlier you said somebody get yeeted out of the asylum.
Yes. Now,
Do I see that?
No. So what you see by looking around, you see, okay, there is a pathway leading off somewhere, but you didn't follow them to the silo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right.
But
So you see a pathway that you could follow if you'd like.
could I investigate somehow?
Sure.
I like to investigate where they went.
What would you like to? Okay, all right, I'll give you that.
I am going to investigate by using my network of eyes, and kind of
How?
whisper. I'm going to spread a rumor around the party that there is a super secret VIP sessions of this party.
Oh God, you're good at this game. Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah. I was like, I don't
And
know.
I'm going to-
Oh, that's how you're gonna do it.
Oh my god, take the
Okay,
party.
alright.
That's such a good idea.
I'm going to use my network of eyes, my friendly presence,
Okay.
and my glamorous influencer tag for this to spread
Okay.
this rumor and see
Oh, my God.
if my network of eyes is literally right here. Would be
Yes,
able to
this is how
find out
players
where this.
can like break your entire plan. Like you have to just let it happen. Like there's nothing in the adventure that contemplates anything like this. But okay, we are where we are.
So I'm going to
What can
use
I do?
glamorous influencer.
What can I do to
network-
stop you? All right,
So-
this is a roll investigate. Yeah.
Yep, I have a +3
And
to
also you're
this.
creating a commotion. Hey, you know what I'm gonna say? I'm
Mhm.
gonna say because there might be some sort of backlash, of course, from the pile of people who might be going to this VIP section. Let's say go toe to toe.
Go toe to toe first. Okay.
Can I suggest maybe using your actual powers to create like arrows pointing in, at least in that direction?
My power are manifestations of what I can create based on my rationale. Right now, I personally don't know where it is. So while I can mislead people
Yeah,
into
like you have
going
to
it,
investigate to find out where you're sending people.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Totally
exactly.
understand, yep.
So I need to go toe to toe first. And who am I going toe to toe against?
Well, against. Well, let me tell you. Okay. Why don't you roll investigate, and then you might find out what you're going toe to toe against. How about that?
I agree.
So we'll
Let's
solve
do
these in
that.
reverse order. Just because I don't want to just make things up. Okay, good. There you go. You investigated. What are your you can ask me questions, or you can create a reverse key.
Okay, so my first questions is where is the professor location right now?
Okay,
the
so-
professor inferior party.
Okay, so you succeed at that, of course. And so tell me how you discover that he's through this pathway and in the silo. Tell me how you figure that out.
I think that my party members start going like, oh my goodness, Christine said there's a VIP area. Do you know where it is? And they keep asking, and then they ask one of the actual frat members, who was like, what are you talking about? Where are you people? Why are you like going to like the silo? And they're like, oh my goodness, there's a silo? Is that a VIP? And then they just keep spreading rumor until they get the truth out of that. By basically bullying the frat member into getting the location.
Okay.
Peer pressure. Right. We love that.
All right. You have 2 more clues. You're able to then, we've established if you would like to make your way to the silo, you can. There may be collateral damage from the party goers that think they're heading to the VIP section in a silo where there are drowning people and cult members.
Gotcha. My second clue is who's going to stop me from
there you go. Good.
From moving the party.
Yeah, so you make your you notice in your investigation that there are apparently robed guards that have set up shop, making sure that nobody comes around, partygoers or otherwise, to interrupt what is an important cult, or I should say, what am I saying? This is a philosophy club function where they're learning philosophy in there. They are disciples, and each one of them is drinking the Kool-Aid and is zealous for. They have a size of 2. So it's a relatively it's a there's several, I don't know what the right word is. It's a few. Yeah, it's a handful or few of robed people who are standing guard, making sure that nobody comes across this important function. You have 1 more, please.
Okay, my third question is, what can I do to overwhelm those guards with my party? Too much? I'll switch to new question.
Well, I mean, I think you're better at coming up with that than I am, right? I'm surprised you've gotten this far. So
what size of the party do I need in order to overcome that? How about that? Because they are size 2. Because I can just trample over them.
Yeah, like I should know this offhand, but like what's the word for size 2? Does somebody know? Several? You need several party members.
Mm-hmm. So in other words, if I move my whole party down there.
Okay. I think if you have a party size, so like the party you've established is already big, so you could at least have enough, if you can somehow figure out how these party goers could overwhelm these disciples, the size advantage you could eliminate.
Okay, well, hey my cute little choo-choo. Today I'm going to teach you an important lesson called mob power. We're going to trample a couple people to get what we want, because we're what? Sickening. That's right.
Okay, so you still owe me a go toe-to-toe roll, but now you know
Yes.
who you're rolling against. It is a group of disciples.
And I shall do that.
And we'll establish your party crew as a as a collective group about the same size. Well, oh, do I
Had
know?
a party size
How
of
do I
3.
know? Well. How do I know how many of these partygoers? It's pretty fun, right? I don't know how many of them are going to be convinced to go to this VIP room when it's already a pretty good party where the music's at. When you kind of go off into the forest, you can't hear the cool hits of the late 80s and 90s. And we don't know if there's other people to hang with out there. It might just be a dead end.
What if I use my power?
Tell me, how do you do that? I can't believe I can't believe I'm letting this happen, but I can't not, right? This is the point where like the player has done so well that you sort of like it would be malpractice to not try to play this out.
I'm going to go to the DJ and I go, we're moving the party to the silo because it has better music there. So let's test it out. Aim your drum that way. Aim your speaker that way. And I'm going to whimsify and touch up delusion, whimsify object functions, and alter existing physical property. I'm going to blast music so loud that it's gonna clear their mind of this element. You are now facing with Christine.
No. You're doing so well. That's too much of a stretch. That doesn't make sense.
That's too much. Too much of a stretch. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
you're good at this, but that's too much.
What if I use my illusory appearance, beguiling smile, and impair senses because people are drinking?
Yeah, you've already used beguiling smile in this string
No, she
of
didn't. No, she
I
didn't.
You have not. Oh.
She didn't use her
all of
powers
this
at
was
all.
with all of this was without power.
All this has been without power because if she uses her powers, all those great successes would be dynamite if she's using powers.
Yeah.
So it could have been much worse. Yeah.
Yeah, this is regular
This is
Christine.
scary
She wanted to
Christine.
prove
This
one.
is regular.
We built a broken character.
Well, I mean,
so-
this is not a broken character.
This is-
The tags before were broken, but this is just good play.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And this is
How the
Christine
game
in her
plays you
element.
off. Yeah.
I'm going
Yeah,
to
this is how
use
the
my
game-
illusory appearance, beguiling smile, and impair senses, and I'm going to turn myself into a pop star that people know, and hint and give people the hint that I'm going that direction if people want to go to my private concert. So Christine Choo was throwing this concert for her friends, the celebrity at this whole time.
Okay. Roll change the game. You're gonna try to create a mob,
Yep.
and
what
eventually
can
you're gonna
I
get to
do?
this go toe to toe, but not yet. We got to play this
You
out, or
should
it's going to malpractice.
make sure to use your adaptation so you can make it dynamite. You have to use one of your adaptations.
I'm gonna whimsify my object functions.
No,
actually,
I don't know
I'm
what
gonna
that
alter.
means.
I'm gonna alter existing physical property and make my dress start to shine brightly in a very eccentric manner, like a certain pop star that we shall not name because copyright.
Whoever it is.
Who
It's a
used to wear
famous person. People think
yes
you're trying to mistake
a certain
other
lady
people.
something, I don't know, very fabulous.
Oh, okay,
Lady
okay.
Baby.
Yeah.
Lady
yeah.
Gigi, I think.
Lady, yeah. Okay.
And I'm
got it.
gonna use the
There's this
chat
famous
point
Lady
from
Goo star that you're trying to look like.
and I'm gonna use my chat point from the follow earlier, right?
We
So
don't
this
get
is a
paid
plus
for it. It's
5.
a subscription.
Follows
we
don't
don't get.
count. Those,
Yeah,
Oh, we
get
don't get that. Okay, so
subscription.
just
No, not
plus
for
4.
fun. Yeah.
Well, thank you for
God's
following
sake,
us.
There must be a weakness tag I can invoke here.
Yes.
Believable rationales. Why would Lady Gigi be here?
Yeah, or logic and reason. Like, why would Lady Gigi be here?
Pick which one you like.
let's go with believable rationale. Like, why would Lady Gigi be here? Why was she not though? It just happens, you know. I am Christine, mother Choo.
It's dynamite too. So what does dynamite do? Is that?
No, it's only if it goes
It's
above.
dynamite.
You didn't go
it has to be a
above. You roll a
12.
10. You have to be a 12. Yeah, shoot.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Close.
God.
Didn't dynamite.
All right. So how would you like to spend your 3 juice? For those of you just joining us, these 3 juice can be spent in a number of ways to create to create a mechanical effect to the thing you just described. You can create a story tag. You can burn a power tag or story tag. Scale up the effect. That's almost going to be a requirement here. Prolong the effects, also going to be a requirement. Hide the effect or any other improvement we agree on.
Craze party goer. Scale it up. And then prolong it.
All right, so you're going to have the crazed party goers, and we'll say that's going to have a size factor of about 1, right? Because you can only scale up once, or yeah.
Yeah. So the size is 1.
It may or may not matter. I'm just letting you know. That the size that you have pulled together, it's about half of what the disciples are out there. Or how about this? Let me make you an offer. You could cull together as many partygoers as equals the disciples out there, but you're not going to be able to hide the effect, and they're going to be scared off pretty much as soon as there's a retaliation. They will dissolve after you roll go toe to toe, right? Because they're going to come across these cult members that perhaps will do something scary.
Sure. If that means that I can get through them, I think, then sure.
Well, I don't know. I mean, we'll see. Now, however, this effect is going to be known because you can't hide it.
Mm-hmm.
This crowd is too big, so we'll see what that means at the end of the day here. All right.
Sure.
So
let's do it.
You might want the crowd when you get to the sacrifice.
So
that's true.
Describe me exactly how what this looks like.
So I turn to Lady Gigi and I look at 1 or 2 like lucky partygoer and I say, "See you soon, my little worshipper." Wink and then start head in that direction.
Yeah, the DJ kicks over the DJ table and follows you. He's like, "Holy, wait a second! Why am I playing this old music?" Turns on some Lady Gigi and then follows you.
Got a boombox, like.
Yeah. Oh yeah. See, there you go. Brings the boombox along.
Cool.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go to those people.
Roll. Yeah. Okay. Roll. I'm gonna keep playing this out. Roll go toe to toe.
Okay.
Normally I would cut right here, but I think we're on a roll.
So I'm now facing these people, and I have to go toe to toe with them.
Yeah. Now they as a collective have zealous 4, and let's see. Once per session, one of these disciples can make a transmutation hard move as an intrusion, which means I can do that as a soft move essentially, and not a hard move.
Transmutation. Ooh. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. What can I tell you?
So we walk in and we see these people with ropes.
Yep.
They
are immediately aware of this crowd's presence.
How do I go toe to toe with them? Let's see.
You want us to come back while you think about it? Why don't we
Yes,
find
please.
out what Chuck and Alex are doing right now before we kill off our first player character. Let's go talk to Chuck and Alex.
We have gotten Holiday slightly drunker and
Well,
are
it's only if he
investigate.
talks that he gets the bonus.
We're tempting him and would like to investigate.
Oh no! You got to give it to him, otherwise you don't get it. He's not going to answer just for drinking. No, you got to give it to him. You got to give it. He's not going to. Come on, you can't. He's a professional. He's not going to be. He can get a bottle. He can leave and buy a bottle. You want to keep him.
This is good shit. This is upper class stuff. Stolen from a high quality.
I mean, we stole it from the headquarters, so it's. I mean, we're talking like 25-year-old Nemisus. Like
it's like definitely cheap dollar store wine. Because Maeve isn't that bougie.
This was the bottle your dad gave you for Christmas.
No.
Because Chuck would still take that one.
So this is going
definitely
to be
the dollar store wine.
Well, at least it's something familiar for him. We'll still use it as a bonus. Either way.
All right, so we're trying to investigate. I got a help point from Chuck bringing booze to the party.
Yep. Yeah, I'll give you that.
So, in order to really persuade Holiday into talking to us, Alex will use their keen observer and their just listen to their problems, and will just very, very subtly plant the hypnotic suggestion that there's a vision of Goldie kind of just beyond us, like looking at him with pleading eyes to tell us.
Let me ask you a question. Alex. How do you know what Goldie looks like?
I've been following them for a long time.
Oh, that's right.
I have notes.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I have notes.
All right.
I have a background.
Backstory. Bum, bum, bum.
I mean, it fits. It fits. Okay.
All right. So we roll the investigate.
Roll investigate.
With a 4.
So just bringing down the mood a little bit, less stressful.
What happened? You got a mixed success.
Success.
Wow. Even though you had a +4, you still have only a mixed success. Okay, so your investigation can expose you to danger. The clues you get are fuzzy, incomplete, part true, part false, or whoever or whatever is asking, or you are asking the question of, can ask you a question. That's one of my favorites, but I don't know what I'm going to do yet. You have 4 clues. You could also use the reverse clue optional rule in your investigation. I'm trying to look for my Knights of Paintown book. I closed it. I think
the PDF's in the game.
Oh, it is,
Thanks to new feature in Roll20, which allows you to import PDFs from DriveThruRPG.
Oh, that's neat. That is neat.
That way you can run a game and share your PDF with your players who might not have it, and there's no copyright issues at all. It's all good. I might just be a Roll20 ambassador.
Hashtag not an ad.
And we might actually get some benefits from Roll20.
Really?
But they're not a sponsor, technically.
Yeah. I mean, you're still an ambassador. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. Let us know what your clues or reverse clues are going to be. You have 4.
Right,
that's a
you're
lot.
ready for us to ask some questions. So Chuck is with me, and I think can share the question asking here. Yeah, because
I would expect nothing less.
So Alex is very focused on there's a small child at risk.
You think I don't know? Give me some more of that kid. Just give me the bottle. Why are you holding it out on me?
Give him
Yeah.
Why do you think the child ended up at Helix?
What? Who said the kid ended up at Helix? If the kid ended up at Helix, there's nothing we can do. I only hope
You said Helix was involved.
Yeah.
Why?
You know. Do you know Helix? You know who Helix is? You've heard of that, right? Their names on all kinds. It's a secret government organization. Where I don't know what to experiment. I know I sound crazy, but experiment. If the kid is with them, forget it. I'm getting out of town if that's the case, because they're coming after me next. You don't want to mess with Helix. I know they're all academic and they fund the university or whatever, but it's I'd stay far away from those people.
Who's Sammy's boss, and why does he think that? Yeah, who's Sammy's boss?
Oh, you're talking about. Oh, I know who. Oh, you're talking about. Yeah. You know, if I think real hard, I'll come up with their name.
Holiday just has to scroll through his PDF of names.
Yeah, it's like, wait a second.
He's a little drunk. It's cloudy. He's like,
yeah, I wrote this.
He's like, hold on, let me find it in the guide to Knights of Payne Town. Let me just.
I've got notes. He's got notes. He's flipping through them.
Yeah, I have. Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna go to my specific list here. Okay, wait a second. It's now coming to me.
Sorry, I will
Alona,
help. The
you're talking about.
Odysseys?
You're talking about. Yeah. The owner of that place is Alona Wainwright. I don't know why I'm telling you this. I guess I'm talking because I'm drunk, and because this kid just gave me this bottle. He was gonna hold out on me if he did. I wasn't gonna tell you jack. But this is garbage. But at least it's mine now. Alona,
And is that why you're blackmailing him?
She's huge, underground. You might not have heard of her, of course, but she's like an art collector, but she's a procurer of rare antiquities, and she auctions them off. But yeah, like she owns that Valorant place. I've been meaning to make it over there, but stuff's been happening so fast. Valerians, oddities and curiosities.
So, is she behind this?
You have two more.
Oh,
clues.
Alex?
I was gonna say reverse clue.
Okay.
In his cursory investigation, Holiday discovered one thing that might help us track where the kid went. What would that be?
Oh,
special about
okay.
the kid to help us track it.
Yeah. Let me think. Okay, so the kid. Okay, so how do you track the kid? Tell me what he did. I'm gonna put this back on you. What did he give you to cause you to track the kid?
GPS. The Apple bug. The Apple GPS bug.
So the kid is the kid carries around this rattle.
The kid is air tagged.
The kid carries around this rattle, so it's something mystical, right? And I know Sammy felt very strongly about where they took the kid. This is how I know that the kid's not with Helix, because if you, I don't know, I didn't believe him when he told me this. He said you could sense this rattle because it's, I'm starting to believe in magic, like I told you, but I don't know how it works. But if you roll C through the mist, he looks at himself. Why did I just say that? You could probably find the kid by tracking the rattle.
Tracking the rattle.
I don't know. I didn't know why a baby rattle. I don't know what this. I don't know what I'm talking about. I have a feeling that at some point I'm gonna emerge as a rift, but I don't. Right now I'm just coming to terms with it. I'm doing a little metagaming while I'm talking to you.
So if we could track mystical shit, we could We could find the rattle. We could.
Track the
Okay.
rattle.
The
Rattle.
rattle
By the way,
emits.
sorry, that rattle is dangerous. I don't. It's I know this sounds crazy, but I think the rattle caused the fire at the parade. I don't.
The rattle emits some type
There's
of
a lot.
heat
Yeah, I know.
signature that would-
You know what? Don't write that down. It makes me sound crazy.
You're already
No.
crazy. It's fine.
You have one more clue.
If someone else was after the rattle, who would that be?
Oh, they're not after the rattle. They might not even know about the rattle. They're after a, I don't really understand why they're after like this artifact. They call it the artifact, but that's just a code for, again, that's a code for like a slate of words, like secret words. I think it's just a valuable artifact, but Sammy was talking about it like it's the words that are important, like they're magic words or whatever.
So they're after a tablet of words.
If I would have saw that I was talking like this back when I first got my license, I would have just gotten out of town and thrown up my hands. This is ridiculous.
So they're after a tablet of words, like the 10 Commandments, like on a slate.
But not the 10 Commandments. It's like it's the key
12?
to. God, I don't want to say this. This makes me sound crazy. Don't write this down. Don't. Hey, how'd you guess that? Yeah, it's bullshit. I know. That's what it's about. It tells you on the tablet how to live forever. But that's bullshit. Nobody buys that. Nobody lives forever. I never seen it happen. Anyway, I gotta go. Yeah, these are real good questions and all, but I gotta get back to my business. So let's cut. We're now inside the water tower. We have we're not outside of the party. We're inside the water tower. Water can well, let's see. Wait, water's not going.
Silo.
It's only going silo. That is kind of like a water tower. It's a silo. It's a watertight silo. Water is trickling out now, but you can see 2 lamb underwater struggling. They're taking drowning now 4. At drowning 5, they die. One of them is allowing her fate. She is looking to the light and is ready to embrace immortality. So she thinks the professor has cast one of the wolves out, who fell prey to the mind control of Kel. Is there anybody who would like to do anything while the crowd gathers out?
Let's remind the crowd what happened. Kel climbed up the ladder, and what did you say, Kel?
I said, Mavis, help now.
Okay.
I'm like,
right.
I feel like Mavis, like, she's unscrewing like the secondary thing, and she just goes like, "Son of a bitch!" Like, and she like pulls the wand out. And just.
Are you good up here? Because I kind of want to save those people down there.
They're gonna be fine. Relax.
Okay.
And she will immediately just son of a bitch, like pull her wand out, and look towards Professor Clay and be like. And I feel like I'm gonna try to attack him.
Okay. Now, here's the scene. Professor Clay is now aware that treachery is afoot, and he says, "I knew you were too weak. You are. I'm gonna give you a chance here. You can go toe to toe. I'm not gonna straight hit you with a hard move, but you can understand how I might be tempted." Mm-hmm. Given that somebody just emerged from the water, clearly needs to be cast out of the silo like all the other weaklings. who were unable to fall to the will of the God King like they are demanded and called to, you may go toe to toe, but prepare yourself for the full wrath of Gregory Clay, disciple of the God King. I say disciple.
Yeah, I'm gonna go all out, bitch. Here we go. So I am gonna I think Maeve is gonna
exerted one, however.
Yeah, he is exerted, so I got a leg up a little bit. I'm gonna, Maeve is gonna kind of like pull out the wand. She does that like, wow, fuck, like, god damn it. Like I was very prepared to just keep going, and Kel is obviously chickening out and like, whatever, like it's fine. I wanted power, it's whatever. Maeve is gonna like transform into. She's gonna like tap her foot and like just instantly like her clothes flash off, and she's in the not flash off completely. She's still wearing clothes, but like it kind of. PG-13. She just transformed. Her outfit will transform into the magical girl outfit that I have,
like
the Guise of the Witch. Yeah. It's more like just maybe like bubbles form around my foot and like come up and like they pop and suddenly I'm in this dress, this very fancy dress that Kel has not seen me in yet, but and her eyes just turn like completely like pink, like no pupils, nothing, just pink. Or purple, and I'm going to attack the professor. So I'm going to use my bubble magic, and my pop goes the bubble, and he's using magic, right? He's obviously a magic user, somewhat, right? Like you would say.
Oh yes, yeah. He just transmuted, if you will.
Yeah. I have.
Yeah.
I have wicked witches.
He's now masked off. He's not. Surprise, surprise. He is not an ordinary professor.
No way.
I'll give you that for free.
I will use my my Wicked Witches, which is my anti-magic, because my relic was made to beat people who use magic. So I will use that tag. I'm going to invoke my Lust for Power because this is a lot, and it's really hard for me to like not push through that.
Is that a weakness?
And that's my weakness. Yep, that's my weakness.
All right.
And I kind of want to use my, if possible, my care for others because I technically am like I really care about Kel enough to do this, even though I personally wanted to just let them drown for like a little bit. Like it's really like I'm pushing through that like that lust for power and showing my care for others. If not, I don't. It's fine. I'm kind of like blowing my spot up here.
Yeah, no. Let me ask you this. I was listening to your description, and I'm trying to figure out if you've gotten around the status Zealous 5, and I don't think you have. I think he is quite zealous. He, if you turn on him, he is quite ready to deploy whatever he thinks the God King calls him to do to further complete this trial that they have done time and time again. So I think you're going to have to take Zealous 5 or apply Zealous 5.
I'm not trying to convince him. I'm trying to hit him. I'm hitting him to kill him. Like I'm going for it.
All
I think Maeve is ready to just kill this man. We talked about it. We were like, if push comes to shove, kill him. I'm killing him. Like I'm already here. Maeve has already accepted that she's going to be a murderer alongside her friends. This is what she got herself into. She already knew. So, or at least knock him unconscious. Like I'm trying to just take him out so that I can, get everyone out.
Okay. All right. So this is going to be.
I'm not trying to convince.
Physical attack. All right. So
I'm trying to.
Zealous doesn't matter.
Cool. I was invoking care for others because I'm putting myself in danger.
No mental effects will take place.
Okay, I know. I was saying care for others because I'm putting myself in danger for others instead of like, I could have just sat there and been like, fuck you, Kel, like deal with it. So I'm invoking my care for others. If that's fine, you don't have to. It's whatever.
It's all
Kel, do you have a help point for me? Because I'm gonna.
Yes, I do.
You do?
How do I give that to you?
What is your power at right now?
I'm at a power of.
I do not want you to one-shot my professor.
3. I'm at power 3. I'd like to one-shot him. That's why I would like to try to one-shot him.
I will not let you.
You can push him in the water and drown.
Yeah, why don't I just? Why won't you let me?
No. I mean, I mean, I will if the rules require it. You know, I
Okay.
don't want to.
Okay.
What can I
I
give
don't
you?
want to kill you. I don't want to kill you, Professor. Okay, so how would you help point me?
You
Kel?
can kill
have
this
to-
professor if you like.
I would like
But
to.
to kill him, you must give him a status of 5 or 6.
Okay,
Or 6.
I'm on it.
No, wait. 6 is going to have to be to kill him.
6. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you could hurt or subdue him with a lower status that I will not tell you.
I would like to subdue him, so at least I'm going to try for that first. Then we'll
Yeah,
go
that's
for
fine.
whatever I get. So Kel has a help point for me. How are you going to use your help point, Kel? How are you going to help me? Are you like distracting somehow, or?
Yeah. How am I gonna do that? I'm trying to look at my powers, and there's not much. Like
Well,
most
it's
of
not-
it's
you
just
can
like
just
melting into shadows.
No, you just
describe what
describe
you're
it.
doing.
Oh,
Like
okay.
you can distract him or something. Like look over there.
Or you can
I'm-
like go under the water and like say like you're gonna start. I'll be like, I'm gonna go release the.
Yes, I
lambs,"
wanted to
and
do
That
that.
could distract him.
Yeah. I yell out that I'm gonna go help the other little sheep. Okay, you hold tight, and then
How can I
Go
save
back.
my professor?
So that'll distract him, and
Okay.
I will use tight like that once per session. When you get juice points from help or hurt, you get a +2. So that'll be a +2 from Kel instead of a +1 from Kel. I'm going for blood. I'm going for blood. And then let's see. What else do I have?
The blood lust is real.
I'll do it. I'll do anything.
I'm
to
not
kill
in
this
the
person.
scene, but that's my girl.
I'm trying to think of what else I can use. I think that's all I'm gonna have. But let's see. Please, I have a +5, and I don't want to roll that.
You
how much
got it.
minus
You
do I
got
have
it.
from him?
You got
What
it.
is his? He's got mindful 2, right? Or he's exhausted 1, mindful 2.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you apply his like status, you're gonna get a +1 out of him because he's exerted 1, and so that doesn't apply probably because there's. Wait, how many statuses have you applied so far? None.
We've applied none statuses. to
Yeah,
him.
so actually exerted 1 will work against him, so you'll add 1 to your roll because he's exerted.
But what? Do I have any minuses from him?
No, because zealous doesn't count.
He's mindful, right? He's mindful of. Is he not
No.
mindful anymore?
No, I told you I replaced it with zealous.
Damn. I'm so sorry, Polly.
Go for it. Go for it. Let's go. Let's do it.
Okay,
Okay,
but before you roll, wait. Before you
Get him,
roll,
Nate.
before you roll, we cut to the outside where the crowd gathers because if you kill my guy, these people will be very mad. So I want to see how you can debuff them or deal with them before all hell breaks loose from you killing my guy.
I'm going to go toe to toe with them.
Okay,
By
yes,
using my power to turn into a goddess, or look like a goddess at least. And I'm going to say, you invited me, so here I am, your god monarch.
you have
I'm
a
using
crowd
Touch of
behind you.
Delusion,
Okay.
whimsify object function, and alter existing physical property to transform my outfit and my form into just goddess regalia.
Didn't you just use that to get the crowd there?
That was the trick Korean illusion.
Ah! All right.
You're gonna have
And
to
I'm
beat a
using
4,
my
though, so you have to-
glamorous influencer.
Hey, you're getting
because-
too good at this game, everybody.
Because
I am not.
influencer and I'm using my glamorous influencer and impeccably stylish as well as self-centered nature, which is 2 moves ago, I believe, which means those tag can now be used again.
No. It's still a string of things. Just because it's 2 moves ago doesn't mean nothing. It's
Okay.
It's still linked
Give Polly this.
moves.
Okay, so then but I do have those 2 story tags that I can add to this, right?
What are your story tags you want to add?
My crowd. Because face it, fans are just worshiper.
Okay. All right,
And
so,
they're party goers, so that would be a total of 5.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine. But keep in mind, these people have a size. Oh god, they have a size factor of 2. so it will
Yes.
reduce it, generally speaking, to something lower. And then I just looked at what's going to knock them out, and I was sad. So go ahead and roll. Yeah,
So I have a +5 to this.
yeah.
Great success.
All right. So what happens to my guys?
Did you click dynamite?
They surrendered.
Uh,
No, it's
Oh,
not dynamite.
dynamite.
It's go toe to toe. It's not dynamite.
Okay, don't, yeah. You know,
okay. So what do you do to my guys?
Oh, it doesn't dynamite?
No, you don't have go toe to toe.
Oh, because it's not changed the game.
Change the
Yeah.
game.
Yeah. So I turn into the goddess, and these people are now convinced that I'm actually here because they invited me. They did this ritual, so now I'm here.
Okay.
So I go, open the silos and let the show begin. I have to say that so that
They're
my
zealous
followers-
for, though. They're zealous for. They're not going to fall for this. I didn't call it out, though, so whatever.
So I
No,
so I
it's
can
fine.
manage to
You
achieve
had
my
it.
goal and block
I
the best
failed.
attempt, can I?
Well, you kill. Well, hold on a second, man.
I get to choose to
Not
go
hurting
toe to
them,
toe.
right? Well, see, this is why I asked you what's going to happen to them. Is the crowd going to trample them, or what's the crowd going to do to them?
The crowd will convert them into like my party goer.
They're zealous for. It's not going to work.
Okay. Can they get the crowd will support me, so give them compromise 4. They have zealous 4, I'm gonna give
Alright.
them compromise
Okay.
4.
Okay, so they're blocked. Well, no, they're blocked, and essentially, they are. Here's what happens, I guess. The crowd forms around them, and there's just too many bodies, and they know that if they were to somehow take any action here, it would, it would create a problem. This is a thin place, if you will. I'm not going to. I will elaborate not further. And so they essentially with too many people around. Tell me how they surrendered to you. You and
They
your
begin
crowd,
to
your
worship
party
me.
members. Okay. All right. They're starstruck, and
become
essentially
simps.
they have been. You've defeated them because they're still relatively new. They're not brand new recruits, but they're still not deep in the cult enough. Now they but they're cult minded, so they're inclined now to follow you.
Open the
And-
silos.
Okay, all right. So back into the silo right now. You have a +1. What do you have a plus?
6.
6.
All right.
I do only want to aim
roll-
to subdue him though, so I don't know
Roll
if I should
go
like.
toe to toe. Roll go toe to toe.
Okay. If I roll poorly with this, I'm gonna quit the game because I always fail when it matters.
Okay. Don't let my saying I want to keep this guy affect.
Oh, I don't
what
care.
you-
No, I'm saying I always roll. I always miss. So like,
Don't
I'm
jinx
just,
yourself. Hey, look at you. You are amazing. You are the moment. You are the legends. You are the
You are the
goddess,
moment.
and you got this.
Mm-hmm.
okay.
I mean,
You know
you are
what?
the
You guys are
bubbles.
right.
On
You guys
now.
are right.
You'd have to roll a 1, to like. Oh well, you'd still get it. So you'd have to roll a 0.
Bro, am I hitting
Roll
with
it.
all I got, or am I going toe to toe?
You're going
'Cause he-
toe to toe because he's
Okay.
aware of what you're doing.
And Oblivivian, you always fall for the gambler's fallacy. It's okay, the numbers reset. Just go for it.
What?
Yes.
Look at that. And you got-
Let's
you got a mere
go.
8.
What did I say?
Alright.
That's
Well,
right.
gotta
You
tell
are
me
the
what
goddess,
happens
the
to this
moment.
professor. You
Yeah.
gotta
So
tell me
she.
what happens to the professor.
So Maeve pulls out the wand. She goes, "God damn it!" And she just fires. She transforms into her dress, which makes her feel a little more powerful, a little more protected. And she just aims the wand at the professor and just fires like a barrage of very hard golf ball shaped bubbles at him, until he falls down. And he could be dead. he could be knocked unconscious. She wasn't aiming to kill him too much. But
There's water down there, so he probably just fall into the water, right?
If it's depending on the
I mean,
distance.
the professor just drops like a stone onto the grate. His body turns to dust, falls through the grate down to the other one, and the dust falls into the murky water and makes it, swirls
Ew.
and
Ew.
fades out.
That's like faded. That fell
However,
somewhere.
the field that was protecting the lamb that were underwater that he was keeping up to see if they would fight him and not give their will to the God King, they drown because he is no longer protecting them from death.
You could let Kel try to maybe save them.
But,
No, they're probably too. It's probably.
But I opened the silo. Will that save them?
Somebody can. Okay, if someone succeeds at a flat take the risk, because I can't call for a flat take the risk. Take the risk, but I will very narrowly construe your tags on this because this is all happening at once.
Okay, Kel, this is on you because I used all of my tag already.
Okay.
You probably have a help point for Kel though, because you took one last session, so you could use that and say that you're opening the door.
I can't.
You did call
Can
for
I
the
do
crowd
that?
to open the door.
I did call for the crowd to open the door. Would that count as a help point to Kel?
Yes.
Will you allow that? Okay.
Yeah. Clearly.
Yeah. Okay. Should I look for tags or is this like flat?
But how are you going to open the door when it opens from the outside?
Outside.
It's outside, right? And then the water flows out?
My crowds are from the outside.
Yeah,
Kel's just gonna have to try and keep these people alive.
Okay, all right.
I still have my
keep
lockpick,
the head,
and I'm still like I'm like diving down to try and. Well, first off, before I like get off the little Deos that's like on here, the little level, I saw all the things happen, and I'm like, holy shit! And I say, I may be the personification of nightmares, but you are a dream right now. God damn! And then I like jumped. You're looking like a dream right now.
I have a girlfriend.
Cal doesn't care. I know, dives down. And like is quick to like straight up first is the person that like accepted themselves to death. Goes to them first, and then like just like takes a big gulp, and then like goes around just trying to very hard like unlock everything and everyone.
Okay, roll +1. Take the risk, and please fail.
Okay. So
Why do you want to kill these people?
I get rid of the minus
because we
plus,
killed
or
her
do I
boss.
reset everything?
What's that?
Do I reset everything or?
Yeah, click reset, and then I think this is all happening so fast. It's going to be +1 unless I have some compelling reason to change it to something else.
Kel does have the lock pick. She could use that as a +1 too, because she's using that to break them out.
Yeah.
It's a story tag that she has.
I do.
You could break it. You could say that it breaks after she uses it.
Oh. Lockpicks have like 4 uses. Okay. Okay, so what do I press again? Sorry?
Roll
take the risk. Yeah.
Take the risk?
Yeah.
Can I suggest burning the nurse's station and have a med kit or something, maybe?
We'd have to flashback for that, I think.
Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
No.
I'm construing things narrowly.
Take a risk. Okay.
All right. Well, I believe in you, Kel.
That's all I need.
But I don't even remember who you are, so.
Excuse me?
Set is screwed.
Well, it's a mild
there
success.
we go. All right. Okay. So
Messy's not good.
you got a mild success. Things get messy. Here's the deal I will offer you.
Okay.
You can save the people, but the lockpick goes bye-bye. You break it in the process. And that, or you keep your lockpick and one of those people dies. It's the woman who wants to die. You can give her what she wants and keep your lockpick. Send me off.
Oh shit! Where am I gonna get a lockpick again?
One of them wants to reach the God King.
Well, whoever that person is, they can keep trying because my luck make breaks. I don't care.
Okay, all right.
course
A
I
new
don't care.
release. Here is the name of the person who's going to be very upset that she's not going to meet the
Go
God
ahead.
King. This is Emma Bailey, flight attendant.
Flight
The
attendant.
flight attendant? The flight
Yes.
attendant?
Yes.
The flight attendant? Oh my
The
god.
The flight attendant?
Damn, no
Shit.
wonder
That's
she wants
right.
to die. She doesn't do anything for work.
Oh my goodness.
Why are you kicking me as I'm doing this?
All
What
right.
the fuck?
And we
Ow!
fade to black. It is
Ah!
time to geek out during the credits. The session has ended. Excellent work.
Can I get one
everyone.
word in though? Can I get one?
Yes,
Because I
you
wanted to
can.
say this. When Maeve,
Yeah.
when his ashes like faded and he like sprinkled down, Maeve kind of like in her like state, she's still in the dress, still has the purple eyes, and her voice kind of echoes, and she just goes like, "Now who's the weak one?" Just because he called me weak, and I didn't like that. I immediately wanted to blow him up there. So
What's the flight attendant's name again?
Emma Bailey.
Emma Bailey.
say Bailey
She
Emma.
frequents the diner. The diner where you near the original car crash. She
We go there all the
dated the deceased I forgot his name. Anyway, Emma
David
Bailey.
Nugent.
Thank you.
Oh, the
David
guy
Nugent.
lived above he lived upstairs from me.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And
that guy.
Rondo's Diner.
What a small
Wait,
world.
who is
Rondo's-
Nugent?
Thank you.
David Nugent. He's the
Oh,
guy who lives
Nguyen.
above. Yeah,
Yeah.
Nguyen.
R.I.P.
That's pronounced Will.
I was
Yeah,
pronouncing
we're
it the way
idiots.
Uh,
Oh yeah. How do you say it? When?
Will.
Nguyen. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do my best.
I will
Thank
fail.
you.
But sorry.
It's
Let us know
alright.
the final every session ends with geek out during the credits. We do two things here. We do the regular move from the game. We also use this as an opportunity to tell everybody who we are and where we can find them. During the geek out during the credits move, each player is permitted to answer one of three questions. First of which is, how's the crew grown during this session? Second of which is, which character had the most meaningful interaction with your character this session? Or three, which of your themes is under the most strain if it collapses? What new aspect will show up in its place? Because sometimes it's difficult to determine what you want to do first, I take volunteers for geeking out during the credits. Mavis, Oblivivian.
Sorry, I just wanted to tell everyone that I did that. So no, anyways, I didn't mean to kill the dude, but whatever. I mean, he no body, no evidence that I killed
Hey,
him.
accidental murder is still murder in court. Just so you know.
But there's no body, so where's your proof? My name.
Yeah, it's nice when you don't do stop holding back too. To be able to.
I know. I didn't have to stop holding back at all. This is the first time.
That was brilliant.
Yeah.
This is the first time we beat a boss without. I was like, I know Kel has a help point for me. I'm gonna tell them to use it, and then I'm going to juice it up, and then I'm gonna use everything at my disposal to kill this man in one hit.
I was doing everything in my power to get to you in time.
I mean, you did everything. You were there. You were the moment. And you did actually help at the end there. You saved those people from dying, so nothing was a failure. So my name is Wait, do we do intros first and then do the geek out, or do we do geek out then?
Geek out and then tell us who you.
Cool. I'm gonna take a hurt point for Kel, because Kel didn't stick to the plan, and I did not like that. And also, Kel flirted with me, and I don't like that. I felt that immediately, and I was like, yeah. But specifically, you going against the plan that we had, because I now had to do stuff to protect you, and like that just bothered me.
Sorry, I didn't feel like dying.
I know, but you should have. Like, it was the plan. You know what I mean? Like, we could have.
We'll work on it. I'm sorry. I'll try.
Yeah, I mean, or at least leave me out of it, bitch. Like, you failed.
Fuck
leave
no.
Me out of
Fuck
it.
no. I'm dragging you.
You were like, I'm
with
dragging
me.
you down with me.
I don't care.
I'm gonna go through this cult. It's gonna be so fun. Like, I'm gonna do everything. And nope, you just dragged me down. So, anyways, my name is Oblivivian. I go by Viv. My name is Vivian. I go by Oblivivian on the internet. I feel like I do that every time. I stream around sometimes. I stream Video Horror Society, and I've been trying to stream on Friday nights. But the rest of my schedule is bull. So if you just want to follow me, you can find me doing fun stuff. So.
Awesome. Okay, thank you. Who would like to go next? Is everybody ready? Can I just go in order? Are we all good?
Sure, I can go next.
Okay, all right. Christine, let us...
This is Gabriela speaking. I know I run this bit that I hate Christine, but honestly, I'm gonna geek out about Christine. The sessions,
Okay.
like she was the moment. She
Yeah.
was the icon, the legend, and the moment. Like,
Honestly.
Yeah, it's weird how the one character that I thought was not really going to be in a place to contribute anything, and it would be because it's going to be tough to work you in. Yeah, you made your own way. So nice.
and she has a very meaningful interaction with Maeve in the flashback where Maeve was like, "I will now ask for everyone consent," and she's like, "You include me in the plan." Like that's really sweet. Like she is my ride or die. So I'm going to give her a help point.
Nice. All right, good. Who are you and where can we find you?
I am Gabby, and I play here every week
Right.
on this channel as Christine Choo. Yeah, she is the icon, the legend, and the
Thank you very much. Let us go. Well, who would like to go next? How about we go with let's go with Kel this time.
I didn't know what to say.
Oh, okay. Well, pick one. How about
You pick one of the things on there.
Yeah. I was trying to.
Do you feel like the crew grew closer, or do you feel like you grew closer to another character? And
Or
that's usually
against.
how I answer the question. Or against another character.
Yeah.
Or if your team is under the most strain too.
Yeah, that one too. I don't like that one.
Do you like because if Christine opens the door at the end, I feel like I give her a help point because that was very helpful.
Yeah. All right. That makes sense. And who are you? Where can we find you?
Name's Chris. You can find me in my house. Please don't go looking for it.
All right. Sounds good. And next we're gonna let's go with Alex Raven.
I think Alex and Chuck are not typically the team, right? We don't tag team often.
Yeah.
And we actually accomplished something tonight, small as it was, overshadowed by the party, but we were excited, so I'll give Chuck a help point. That was...
Okay, you've designated yourself as Chuck's babysitter now. You did something with Chuck. That's it. I can't do anything with Chuck. He comes out with me, and I'm like,
I mean, listen, I don't want to hang out with him.
That's our second outing, right? Because we went to the historical society.
yeah,
too.
and you
Oh,
got
dear.
shit done then too. Like you are now Chuck's babysitter forever. You cannot leave the campaign.
No, we're the A team.
You dropped title.
They're the C team.
C.
I don't see
Happened
you
to be.
vaporize a professor, so.
Yeah, I vaporized the whole professor without stop holding back.
I saw him
think
a
that's the A
marathon.
team.
See, we're A for investigators. We're the A team. They're the C team.
Why not
What does
B?
C stand for? Wait, what does C stand for?
Killers.
Killers. Okay, yep.
Killers.
Investigation
Yep,
with,
yep,
with an
that's
A and
it,
killer
that's
with a
it.
C.
With an
Okay,
A.
anyways, continue.
It's absolutely
Kate.
clear. I am Ravenrook. You can find me Wednesdays over on Kristix's Anthologies or here on Sunday night, and occasionally around some other places.
Running at least as one game, this City of Mist or
City of Mist on Wednesday night. Yes.
Yeah. So if you like the system, check it out.
Mhm.
Every day. A different rendering of the same base.
Same Payne Town universe.
That's right. And I am. I'll let Karsh go in a second. You can do everything. I'll turn it over to Karsh. This is the Karsh channel. I'm gonna say I am Polly, the MC Polly People. You can find me at twitch.tv/Polly People. I stream Thursday. I want me to be on tomorrow for a special broadcast. But otherwise, it's Tuesdays through Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern.
Wait,
Karsh, you have to do
Go
Tuesday.
support Polly.
you
people.
left us for tomorrow's show so you could have a day off to do a special broadcast?
I know. It's gonna be a short.
Listen.
It's gonna be a short thing.
Okay.
All I'm going to say is, everybody who's watching, you better go support Polly because she has to put up with us, and we
Don't
are.
watch me tomorrow though. Watch the show.
Polly's content is great. Like, it's,
But-
just, it's great.
But back to us, back to our channel, and back to me. Hi, my name is Karsh Goblin. This is my project channel. I love all the people I work with, but with Chuck, I think that did work out really well with like the two of us doing to and fro, and I think that scene like with Holiday was great. Apparently, if this is the end, is this the end of Cult of the God
No.
King? No, okay.
No.
Because I was just
No.
thinking, wait,
Not
are
even
we
close,
halfway through the
actually.
next one? Because it seems like we're
Because we have
investigating
a baby
something
to
else.
find.
It's kind of a, it's kind of a long
Yeah.
case.
It just feels like we're investigating a totally different case here. But either way,
Oh.
Nope, you're
um,
not. Yeah.
I'm going to take a help point for Alex because I think that was a really cool one. Even though you failed in what you wanted to do, you still did Chuck's plan by failing that and turning up in front of him. I do like Holiday. Check out the social media for City of Mist. So the City of Mist Twitter, it is at City of Mist. They just did a whole bio thing on Holiday, and I had to ignore it every single time it popped up on my Twitter feeds and everything. I was like, oh, I don't want to see it, but I really want to see it, so I ignored it. But check out that. They've just done a whole bio of who he is and whatnot. So, and
Really?
you'll know
Well,
more than
our
me
Holiday
because
is
I
different. Yeah.
ignored it painfully. So help point for Raven with Alex. I really want to give one to Christine just for the fact of how good that was done. But I wasn't even there, so I realistically can't. But I loved how
you.
well that was done. That was amazingly done. When you were you just using your mundane. But anyway,
Yeah, no magic. Like literally.
Literally.
yeah. Anyway, tomorrow, if you think this was like, oh, we'll have sacrifices, but we're keeping things PG with like the magical girl outfit, tomorrow is more MA plus, most likely R. It's Scooby-Doo,
Wow.
where Scooby's drug dealer, also Shaggy's drug dealer, is part of the group. It is really extreme and off the cuff. We're only 2 episodes in, so if you want to catch up on something new, you can jump straight in now. It is really, really fun, and the group is just bonkers and crazy. Yeah, it like if you think shipping, yep, sure, we've got a love triangle going on in that one. I think they've just like seen this and just one-upped it somehow. But that's tomorrow. That's the alignment, and also we've got all the other bits and pieces. Call Cthulhu is not on, but Circus is also paused at the moment while I'm rebuilding everything. So these 2 are the only ones for this week. But we are also going to be raiding Bonway. Bonway I ran into a little bit ago when I went, hey, who's running games? And Bonway's running games doing Pendragon. Pendragon is essentially knights in armor, but realistic knights in armor. And it's really different. It's from Chaosium. That's who we're raiding. Nice guy and very different role playing. So that's who we're raiding. Share the love. Our hearts are warm and fresh is our raid thing. So thank you everyone for coming in. Thank you for the raid as well. I'm just scrolling up. Man in a Hat, thank you so much. And we'll be off. So see you tomorrow. Let's do the bits and pieces.